finally passed him around.
The last words I spoke before they tucked me in.
I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
I'll never smoke
weed with Willie again. My party's all over before it began. You can pour me some old Whiskey River, my friend, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
I hopped on his old bus, the Honeysuckle Road.
The party was Vegas, it was after the show.
Alone in the front lounge, just me and him.
With one parting puff, Grim Creeper sat in. I'll never smoke weed with Willie again. My party's all over before it began. You can pour me some old Whiskey River, my friend, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
Now we're passing the guitar, telling good jokes.
I know one's a-comin' 'cause I'm smelling smoke.
No, I do not partake. I just let it pass by.
With a smile on my face and a great contact high. I'll never smoke weed, Willie again. My party's all over before it began. You can pour me some old Whiskey River, my friend, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
In the fetal position, with drool on my chin.
I messed up and smoked weed with Willie again.
Yes, that is Toby Keith.
Oh, bless you.
And Scotty Emmert.
And
Josh Sneezy.
Well, you may want to take that shirt to the cleaners. The elbow is now saturated in mucus. Would you like some Kleenex? Just perhaps a squeegee. A little bit of viscous liquid COVID.
Let's not joke about that.
Wouldn't that be an energy drink in like a year? Badass energy drink. COVID. Twice the caffeine.
Excuse me, I think you're supposed to say something.
It's the Bob and Tom Show. As you can tell, we're live, baby.
Back up the show. You're supposed to say something.
Live. Oh, that was Toby Keith, Scotty Emmert.
Before that.
Rabbit.
I don't know.
Didn't you say rabbit?
I haven't yet. I haven't gotten to it yet. Rabbit. You guys were talking about the moon.
Off the air.
What a moon it was.
Beautiful moon.
Gorgeous.
They turned me down. Okay. There's Tom, Christy, Pat, Josh, Ace, Willie.
Hey, Chick.
Yeah, the moon.
Hi, Chick.
I heard some idiot on some other broadcast. Oh, I went outside and I couldn't see it. Really?
Oh, God. Maybe the clouds were in the way.
No, stop laughing at it.
She goes, there were no clouds. It wasn't there. You idiot. Look around. Where were you? South America? I'm sorry. I have no idea where you... I have my new app.
Do you?
Yeah, the Sky
Lord.
app.
What does this mean?
thing? This is where you hold your phone up to the sky.
It tells you if the moon's up there?
And it shows you where everything is.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
Why don't you go out and check that out?
What's it called?
Stargazer?
Is it? I forget what it's called. Skyview.
Skyview.
I mean, you hold it up and it shows you where Saturn is, and it's just.
I'll tell you where Uranus is.
I don't know.
How about that?
I'll just reach around and look for your nose.
That was biting, wasn't it?
What?
That was Uranus. I'm constantly kissing his ass, I guess, because
false.
nobody kisses your ass more than I do, you big jerk. I had another meeting with myself in the car. The guy in the mirror said, you be calm today.
You know, you can probably just start canceling those meetings.
Yeah.
No. The guy in the mirror, he was telling me.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe you should do them virtually.
You think?
Have you seen that lately? Where people...
What?
What are you talking about
People
now?
use their phone as a mirror?
Of course. I do it all the time.
Well, heck yeah.
Well, I use the little Apple part. And I know people that use the camera. And my kids always go, you can turn the camera on. I'm like, no, I'd rather use this little Apple.
This technology is getting so confused.
Actually, Chris, size as the apple on the back of the eye.
So it really
But
works
again,
well.
we
Works well
must
for her.
underscore the fact that her body is proportionally.
No, she has a giant body. What are you, 230, 240?
Yeah,
and her,
that's right.
And her face, she's only 5 feet tall.
No, you're all.
Don't know whether she's walking or rolling.
She's all proportion.
Yeah, Christy, I'm excited for us to do the weight loss challenge. The race under 200. Whoever gets there first.
That's right. How about that?
Okay.
How about that,
nice.
Chunkles?
Let's see, where were we? Today's the 2nd of November, thus the rabbit. Do you want to explain what that means?
Good luck. We say it for the month.
Say rabbit.
Gilda
rabbit,
told us to do that,
Okay,
but it
thank
hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
you
We
go.
do have a lot of interesting things happening in the world.
Yeah. What are they?
Like,
Yeah, thank you.
We have a nice new song coming up.
Actually, in the NFL yesterday, I have something for Tom. Will Lutz, the kicker for the Saints, build your own limerick at home. 35-yard field goal in overtime. Saints 26-23 winners over the Chicago Bears. The Saints are now 5-2. They led 23-13 in the fourth quarter after scoring 20 consecutive points. But during the game, Javon Wims committed one of the uglier incidents seen in an NFL game this season. He was ejected as the centerpiece of a third quarter brawl between the Chicago Bears and the Saints. A crazy melee. Wims tapped Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
He never does anything planned, does he?
No.
Mr. Wims.
Hey, wait a second. Hold on.
see.
What is the guy's name?
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
So he's named after the character in the movie being there?
I don't know, but I think so.
Wow.
That's the only reason for doing this.
It's a heck of a coincidence.
It's a heck of a coincidence.
You know
if
what I
he's
mean?
not.
No, that has to be the case.
Right. There must be.
For those of you not, Willie, did you ever see the movie Being There with Peter Sellers?
No.
It's a really good movie from probably 1980-ish, 79. And the main character is named Chauncey Gardner.
Got it.
And he is a...
But
a great name.
actually, in the movie, I think his name is Chance, but through mistakes,
Right. Yes.
he's a gardener for this rich guy
Right.
who dies, but then somehow
it's
they get
it's
to,
a really special...
well, your name
unusual
must be
story.
Chauncey Gardner.
It has one of the great lines of all time.
I don't
And
know
one of the
about
more
that.
bizarre endings of all time
Yes,
as
yeah.
well.
I love it. The guy goes, I like to watch. He goes, I'll go get Warren. Sorry.
What? What the hell's going on here today?
That's a great line of all time.
Oh, it's
It is funny.
It
It's
is very funny.
Big laugh line.
See, it's confusing.
My problem with the movie is that I know they got to the end, almost the end, and they go, now what?
I'd like to know if the book ends the way the movie does. Do you know, Tom?
I don't. The
Let's
point
just-
is, this guy's name is Chauncey Gardner. It would be
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, it would be like being named, I don't know, Indiana Jones.
Well,
Kind of, yeah.
Smith or something.
Gardner Johnson is, what is it, hymenated? Gardner Johnson. And so
So who got in the fight? I missed the whole
Chauncey Gardner, and never mind, it doesn't matter.
He just wanted to bring up the name Chauncey
I just wanted
Gardner.
to bring up
No, that's
Chauncey
amazing.
Gardner. There you
Gardner
go.
Johnson. Oh,
We'll have to do a little research.
Yeah. That brings us to the shoe-in of the week. Ooh. Took it on the chin for the first time in a long time. 1-3 for the weekend.
You know what that means.
What?
Grandma did 3-1, evidently. I'm guessing, right? We were
1-3
exactly
means you have an
opposite.
opportunity to get all your money back tonight.
oh boy.
Let's see. Yesterday, Kansas City wins 35-9. You recall I had the Jets plus 21.
Right?
If Kansas City would have scored just a touchdown, they had 3 field goals, just a touchdown. What's wrong? Let's let them score a touchdown. Why not?
So Granny had that one. You got that one wrong.
Yeah. And Seattle, I got that one, -3 versus San Francisco. And the Bills beat New England 24-21. And by the way, how mad do you think Coach Belichick is at Cam Newton in his hat this morning because Cam fumbled the ball in the red zone with 30 seconds left?
Ooh.
Thanks, Cam. Why don't you give the ball to your hat? I had the Bills -4. They win by 3.
How do they know?
Heartbreak. It's heartbreak's what it's called.
Okay.
So there you go.
Now,
25.
tonight, so you have an opportunity tonight to double shock things and get everything.
25 and 15. 25 and 15 on the season so far.
Who plays tonight?
I've enjoyed Giants and the Tampa Bay. I've enjoyed Monday Night Football so much. So I'm not picking the game.
Good for
Okay.
you.
Take
Leave some of this
stand your
for
ground is what I'm
yourself.
trying to say.
Take the day off.
Do you wear a chicken suit when you watch?
Yeah, so don't call
here
me
we
chicken
go.
or a pussy. I don't know what that's like. I've got my ass in your nose, my nose in your ass. What is it?
Ass in your nose.
Boy, I think there's a human centipede going on there.
Whoa.
I do like the idea of you having a chicken suit. You have to take it to the dry cleaner sometime.
Hey, let me tell you something. This is a standing offer. I will dress up in a chicken suit at any time. You guys want me in a chicken suit? I'll wear I wore a turkey suit for Thanksgiving.
Oh, cool.
I wore a chicken suit long enough for
There you
all of
go.
us here in this room. Yeah.
That's right. You were
That's right.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, for a couple summers. In the show, by the way, not just one of the losers walking around the park.
Oh, so there's
one of the losers in the show.
There's
Hierarchy.
a
I got one,
hierarchy.
the little sniper.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
let's do a quick who's who. Pat Godwin is right over there in the other building. We can see him with the special cameras working on some special songs today. Our engineer is Ace Cosby. Hello, Ace.
Hello, friends.
Let's see. We have Chick McGee. You've heard been hearing him. Josh is over there. Weighing in, I notice. Thank you very much. I think Josh has become conscious of the fact that many listeners are wondering if Josh was even here during the first break.
Yeah, I know.
He's at the IHateStevensinger.com sidekick chair.
You know, we were windbagged about this. Somebody pointed out, he said, Josh, don't get so upset that people... It's not that people are criticizing you for being quiet during the first couple breaks. They're criticizing Tom for not shutting up.
Well,
They want to hear more of me.
Someone has to fill the time. Go.
I had a great Halloween, and
you did?
I'd say I had about 50 trick-or-treaters.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Yes, and I brought the leftovers, so there are full-size Kit Kats and Snickers in the green room.
Sweet baby Jesus.
I know Sophie will be happy.
My son will love
Here's
you.
what
Can't
happened to
believe
me.
you don't have candy,
I
Mom.
totally forgot it was Halloween, and I set my clocks back an hour about noon on Saturday, and also forgot that.
Okay. We'll find out how Halloween went. I hope it went great for you. It went great for us.
Yeah, you had a
Find
good
It
out
was a
more.
mess.
So kids in costume showed up. They said trick or treat. You said, "What are you doing?
What are
here?"
you doing here? What's it? First of all, it's Halloween. I forgot. Well, you're not here for another hour. See, that's,
Oh, boy.
How did
it was a
your
mess.
So did you put your little bags down at the
Yes. No, well, kind of. I'll tell you when we come back. Right now, I want to remind you that coming up, we have some real sad news coming up in the world of
James
movies
Bond.
and stuff.
It's
Yeah,
about
but
time. Okay, come on. He's 90. You don't want to live. You don't want to live 110, 120. Go, no, what's the deal with Sean Connery? Jeez, I don't want that.
yeah, maybe I do.
You do?
I think Woody Allen said it best. He wants to be considered immortal by not dying. Right now at Napa, you can get 20% off 3 or more items by purchasing the famous Napa tool bag for $4.99. That's right, 20% off power tools, 20% off windshield wipers, 20% off oil, filters, and more. That's what we call the Napa Bag of Tricks. Quality parts, helpful people. That is Napa know-how. At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Once again, the Napa Tool Bag. This offer ends November 30th, 2020. Our friends at Napa, they've got Napa know-how. When we come back, how was your Halloween?
And we might have today in sports history. I don't know. I ain't looked yet. Don't rush me.
Okay.
That's right. You want to jump on my train? You ride on my time. Okay?
Can you look up the Chauncey Gardner thing while we're...
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Okay, I'll do it. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, this is Larry the Cable Guy, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Boy, better get up, get some exercise.
Hey, welcome to Monday. Mark Allison with you. It is November 2nd, 2020, the day before Election Day. Make sure you get out there and vote in person tomorrow. Probably too late to be mailing it in at this point. We're not too political here at the Bob and Tom Show, but we do want your voice to be heard. So make sure you get out there and vote tomorrow. That'll all I have to say about that. Today is Monday, November 2nd. Jess Hooker in-house, also comedian Reno Collier zooming his way in. By the way, you can catch Reno this weekend. If you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, he'll be appearing live and in person at Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. Get out there and support those comedians that are trying to do it. Reno Collier's out there trying to do it. Go support him. Raleigh, North Carolina, Good Nights Comedy Club. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. After a historic season, winter is coming to the drive-in. Summer and early fall have seen the old drive-in transformed It has hosted concerts and comedy shows, business conferences, Sunday services, graduations, even weddings. But with temperatures dropping, even some snow flurries falling in the northern half of the country, one of the pandemic's few bright spots is running low on time. Many drive-ins are staying open well beyond normal closing, and they're selling a lot of hot chocolate. 50 years ago, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice could not get any theaters to put on a production of Jesus Christ Superstar, so they released the cast album anyway to generate interest. Lloyd Webber has done the same thing now with his latest musical, Cinderella. The pandemic forced him to put rehearsals on hold. He says the irony of his having to release a cast album before staging the musical a second time is not lost on him. Lloyd Webber says if all goes well, he hopes to open Cinderella next spring in London. And it's back. That's good news for you fans of McRib. McDonald's is bringing back its barbecue sauce slathered pork sandwich next month. It's the first time in 8 years it will offer the item nationally. The McRib was introduced nearly 40 years ago and has developed a cult following. McDonald's says McRib will be available for a limited time and won't say when it will disappear again. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
It's in your brain that he lists, but he doesn't list.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He says me and Mrs.
Nope,
Mrs.
he
Jones.
says Mrs. Jones, plain as day.
He says Mrs.
No, he
doesn't.
doesn't.
Jones.
Even when presented with evidence, how are you not a congressman?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's maddening. He doesn't.
Trying to piss me off.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7. A tradition unlike any other. The Masturbators. This weekend on CBS.
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
I just went on a date with one girl, and she was wearing a skirt and a pair of jeans under the skirt. Like she was trying to say, hey, Matt, here's two things you're not getting into tonight.
We got inspired last night by the halftime show watching Tom Petty's.
Oh, all right.
And so I figured we could do a lot better probably going back. He respected that I used to be known as Donnie Cougars. So this is Donnie Cougars and the Pork Breakers.
Uh-huh.
Well, I won't come back down 'cause I hate this town. Ain't got airbrush t-shirts like Gatlinburg does, so I won't come back down.
Horse racing, you said? You're from Kentucky. You love horse racing, love
Horse
the
racing
ponies.
is my passion. The only sport that I really love is horse racing. I've owned a couple horses.
619 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee's right there. She's got the weather forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by the CarX Man. Sunny today, high 50. Clear tonight, down to 38. Sunny tomorrow, 62. But we're starting out chilly. It's 28 degrees.
The moon is up there. Take a look, see. I think you can spot it. Apparently not all local people can see it. I don't know why. The sky was clear. It was right there. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
As usual, you're leaving something out of that story,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Let's see, where are we? Let's see, today's November 2nd, 2020. We'll see if 2020 is getting any better. want to take the up.
Well, my birthday's on Thanksgiving Day, so
Yeah.
it can't get any better for me. Everything's coming up the chickster.
And I think we're supposed to have a cake for somebody this week.
Or today?
No, but sometime this week, I believe we have a cake coming
Whose
in
birthday
for a
is
birthday.
it?
I'm not sure.
Alsman's birthday, I believe, is on the 9th.
Okay, well, we got a cake coming. There's Willie. There's Chick. There's Ace Cosby, our engineer, the proprietor of the Ace Cosby Joke with a J. Josh, Check, Christy Lee at the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. This is Tom speaking. There's Pat Galbraith in the other room.
You sound tired. How'd you handle this daylight savings time?
I went to bed really early. I'm in great mood.
Okay.
Got plenty of rest.
Your dogs didn't wake you up an hour early like mine did?
We're working on that problem. Yes, the dogs got up in the middle of the night.
3 a.m.
Their feeding schedule's all off.
My dogs are kind of a weird, whichever way we go with the time. They don't care. If it's
Really?
not exact. And to them, it would be the same time, right? Isn't it? No,
it's
not.
when the daylight arrives, when it gets dark, they're completely thrown off.
They don't like it?
Yeah, but they're doing great.
They're plotting against me.
It's all good. Your dogs are plotting against you?
I'll hear them. I'll go to their room and I'll hear, and I turn the corner and they go, I know. I don't know what they're planning, but it's going to be bad.
You think they're Redskins fans?
England.
They like the Washington Football Club?
I don't know. Maybe. I would think so.
That'd be bad if one of your dogs was rooting for another team all the time.
You think they're Cowboys fans?
Oh, no.
How about them Cowboys?
That'd be rough.
P.U.
Okay, rough.
Sorry.
Not what I was doing, Godwin.
I liked it. Everybody had a good Halloween, though. Josh, you had said you had 50 trick-or-treaters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I gave away quite a bit. The Skittles went quick. I had no idea.
You let them choose?
Yes, I had a big table out there, and I had the Skittles section, and the Kit Kat section, and the Snickers section, and the
Just one
Skittles.
per customer?
Yes.
Were you dressed up?
There was one group of kids where I accidentally said, take one. I was saying, hey, take whichever is your favorite, that kind of thing. And then one group came in and I accidentally said, take one of each.
Oh.
And they went berserk. And I go, oh, wait. And then the parents went, you said take one of each. I go, I know. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Was it a lawyer? What?
Now, good sir, I don't want this coming back to bite me.
Yeah. I go, I did. Yep.
Approach?
Yeah, we did the little baggies with multiple candies in them.
Someone in your neighborhood do hot dogs.
Were they all organic?
I'll tell you what, my neighborhood is the best trick-or-treating neighborhood probably in the country.
Of course it is.
Probably in the country.
One guy and one family had they live in a beautiful, really funky brick
gated community
house.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They had a giant, from the second floor, a huge pipe coming down.
Cool.
And they would feed the kids would get there and hold their bag at the bottom.
That's fun.
And they would feed the candy down. So cool.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful. Check local listings. Night
we
for
looked
it.
out, yeah.
So
the weather was
they just ran a pipe from the second floor. That's all.
No. They had a very I took pictures. They had a very elaborate setup.
Lots of good stuff like that online at school.
Yeah, so it's very important to make these holidays as cool as we can under the circumstances.
I didn't see one trick or treater.
Really?
Not one.
I went to hang out with a buddy, but I put out big bag of candy on a chair,
Sure.
sort of in my front yard, and then I came home around 11:30 or whatever, and the bag gone. The chair is sitting there, and just maybe 5 or 6 pieces of candy surrounding the chair. So I assumed one kid, probably
the whole
13,
bag?
14, brought his backpack, showed up. Look here, look there,
Look what I
nobody
found.
around.
Yep.
Grab the candy, scatter. And he just
Cut to the happiest raccoon family in the neighborhood. Kids!
Can you believe this?
If you think nuts are good, you're going to love Reese's Cups.
See, the way to prevent that from happening is you have the city hire 10 paintball snipers. You just make it real clear that you're not sure where they're going to be, but they're going to be there. And then the next day in the news, you have some zit-faced little prick come up and take all the candy. All of a sudden,
My gosh.
just
side are you
pulverizing this little brat.
Please, he's over 18, right, Tom?
No. No, I think the 13s when they turn into hellions.
Zit-faced
Oh, my
little
goodness.
prick is what you said.
Yeah. You don't need any more chocolate there, pizza face.
A grown man bullying a child.
No, this is done by the city.
Oh, okay.
You hire paintball. You hire paintball gun guys that are good. There's some very good paintball people out there. They just sit there waiting, and they're getting the sight already. If he takes more than one, we're taking him out.
I'm so glad that you don't have any real power. I'm so glad that you cannot arrange this.
Right?
I say, Willie, you're lucky the guy didn't take the chair.
The chair actually, it looks like the chair got a little bit of business. It looks like maybe the chair got pushed on the way down.
All right.
Was it a lawn chair or like an indoor chair? Or?
Yeah, it was like a little indoor chair.
Okay.
Okay, now, is it just me or the time change thing? I quite literally have to, every clock I go to, I have to once again recheck my phone because I can never remember, wait a minute, is 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or is it 8? I don't know what it is.
For the first time ever, my car did it for me. I didn't. I
didn't even check my car.
I checked and I go, it knows. Huh.
I found that all these clocks have gotten very simple to change. Real easy. Took me all of 3 minutes.
And me too, except I had my eye off the road the whole time. You're driving in and out of traffic.
You're a menace. I've told it. Willie, get him a driver. Will you please? Something bad's going to happen.
Could you imagine if he had a driver, he would come in here every day while Walter's being an idiot again? If he had someone to
cologne today.
Who's Walter? He's my driver. I sent him out for, takeout for the.
Yeah, he wore cologne, so I made him walk.
You're taking 71st Street. Excuse me, sir. There's a river there.
Boy, that is
he won't listen to me.
A horrible feeling, though, when you're doing something in your car and you go, I haven't looked at the road in 45 seconds.
Yeah, it is.
Well, with a lot of the newer cars, the technology demands that.
That's called,
which is why I don't like them.
That's called something. When you're driving somewhere and you get there, but you don't remember driving there.
Right. And you obviously are paying some attention. Otherwise, we'd all be driving into trees, but it's still...
There was an article in a very serious publication about a lot of the newer all-digital dashboards. They did a study where they can see where people are looking, and they're taking their eyes off the road for significantly longer periods of time. Thus, these cars are much more unsafe for the opposing people.
Yeah. Wow.
The good news is the people in the ultra-modern cars have much better airbags.
That's interesting.
Okay.
As they cross the middle line and ram into a guy with a 15-year-old car. He's dead, but
that's
we're
interesting
okay.
that you would refer to oncoming drivers as opposing people.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, the jackass that I had...
So you're against everyone
The jackass that I had drift over the line right at me on 56th Street the other morning. I'm assuming he's probably changing his radio.
Well, just the other day I was driving and I thought, how can I be a more focused driver? So, I pulled up my phone and I get on YouTube and I start typing in how to be not distracted while you're driving.
Right. Is that when you spilled the hot coffee on your phone and almost ruined it?
No, I didn't get my hot coffee until after I finished my sub sandwich. It was really big.
Sure.
And so I'm watching it. I'm eating my sub sandwich. I got some soda. Yeah. And it was, I learned a lot from the movie.
Top 3 things to eat while you're driving. Number 1.
Soup.
You don't eat soup while you're driving.
I've seen it happen.
Don't be ridiculous.
Breakfast burrito at McDonald's.
I'm going to say Egg
That's pretty
McMuffin.
good.
Oh, they're wound tight.
Yeah.
The Egg McMuffin's
Easy to hold.
Yeah.
Taco, not good.
Hot dog.
Taco, not good.
Mustard only.
No
taco.
No hot dog.
No hot
Arby's
dog.
roast beef. That's good. As long as you don't put sauce on.
Somebody.
Whoa.
Hey,
Stop the music.
Hey, Chubby's eating in her car over there a lot.
Hey, stop the music. What'd you just say about eating at Arby's in your car?
As long as you don't put the sauce on, because if you put the sauce on, it squirts all over.
No horsey sauce, no sandwich.
You know what you do?
No Arby's sauce.
You
no
open
horsey
the
sauce.
horsey sauce while you're driving.
Horsey sauce.
You take a bite and then you squirt some horsey sauce in your mouth. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Arby's sauce only. No
Use your
horsey.
head.
You ever done that where you take those little, what are they? They're kind of metallic little envelopes, whatever those little packet things are that have ketchup and horsey
Ketchup
sauce.
packet. Yeah.
Do you ever stick one in your mouth, Josh, and pull it out, whoop, and just get all the content?
The only thing I've done with like that is with the toaster strudel icing.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I do the horsey sauce and I say something like, oh, yeah, give me it all. Or something like that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
A little prayer.
Yeah.
It's like saying grace.
Hose down my uvula. Yeah.
Do it.
What are those things
Spray
called?
my
I'm sorry,
face.
What are those little packets? Is there a name for those?
You nailed it, packet.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I'm sure in the industry there's a special name for those.
It's called packet.
Yeah. Don't work too hard.
Better not
Got
be
it.
called packet.
I'd bet $1,000
packet.
they're called packets.
Horsey sauce packets.
I miss it.
packet.
They have little
have a packet of sauce. Yeah.
foil-covered tubs now that you can squeeze.
Yeah.
You can also dip. I
love those.
I don't like
I
those.
love those things.
Give me the squeeze. You shoot them in your mouth. That's what I like.
Okay. So let's just stop the show right there and everyone pause, write your own joke, and just keep it to yourself. Okay. Now, we did have some interesting things happening in the world of sports.
We did?
By the way, I looked up that guy, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's name, and it's a complicated story, and it doesn't mention
Peter Sellers is his
movie.
dad.
Now, there's some dad issues or something.
It doesn't mention the movie at all?
No, but who knows? There has to be something to that, I would think, but I'm sorry.
Hey, we had NFL action yesterday, and the Shoe went 1-3, in case you're wondering. 25-15 on the season thus far. Grandma evidently went 3-1 because she picked the exactly opposite of moi.
She was mean, wasn't? I don't really.
She was
remember.
very mean.
She was the nicest grandma.
She was nice.
Her name is Mana.
Jeez.
We're on.
It's not so much that she was mean as I thought she was stupid.
She was so sweet.
Jesus.
Oh,
Thank you, Willie.
I was literally kidding. I was clearly doing a joke. She was very
She's
sweet.
almost 90 years old. She was super sweet.
She was incredible. She was from
I don't know if she
Nebraska.
was
I liked her a
stupid,
lot.
just unaware, maybe. That's
She's
the
from
better-
Missouri. You're getting everything
Well,
wrong.
that explains it.
No, because she said that her family was all from Nebraska.
Right, but she was from the Joplin, Springfield area.
Oh, you're right.
She was a lovely person.
Are you
Cassville.
considered the St. Louis area?
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
Okay, well, Dear Bob and Tom Show, Dear Chief Idiot.
Oh, how about that?
who's the chief idiot? You?
Sure.
Gotta be. He's the chief.
The guy who was once known as the chief.
What an honor. If nominated, I will not serve. If elected, I will not run.
By the way, let's lose the chief one. We still can. Huh?
Dear Chief Idiot, last night during the Cowboy-Eagles game, Al Michaels uttered the phrase, razzle-dazzle. Now I'm cursed with listening for it all the time. Thanks for nothing, Scott.
Yeah, I got
Scott,
that
you're
on
welcome.
Twitter first thing this
And
morning.
I got
Thanks.
everybody on Twitter. I had 38 tweets.
Yeah.
Because I love the phrase razzle-dazzle. I love plays like that. And when I mentioned it last year, everyone said, no one ever uses that term anymore. Well, apparently, the class, the people with class do.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Al Michaels is Latin.
There's a lot of razzle-dazzle.
Mute is what that's for. If only Collinsworth could do the game by himself, I'd listen.
I love those guys. They've got a great chemistry.
I listened to, this is going to get me in so much trouble, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
I listened to Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson for college. I listened to Herbie and Chris Fowler for college. And that's the only play-by-play.
I'm sorry, real quick. I just grabbed my pen, Chick.
Yes.
Go through that again, would you?
Okay.
My God, it was fascinating.
Just file under narrow-minded.
My boy, Kirk Herbstreit. And
You got okay.
Steelers are 7-0, kids. So the Dolphins aren't to South Florida cracking the champagne yet. And toasting over Don Shula's lifeless cadaver.
I'm sure Mr. Shula was properly buried.
Every year they get together.
Insensitive prick.
Boy, oh boy.
I went to Lion State for 2 years.
Don't bury me
In the
until
Miami
they
sun.
break my record.
Right there.
Steelers won 28-24 over the Orioles. I don't know what they are.
The Orioles.
Oh, Ravens. I knew it was a bird. Give me a break.
And that had a very exciting end. Did you see the end of that game?
I didn't see any football.
Tell me about it.
Well, it could have, Ace, you can help me here. It could have gone the other way. There's some fascinating excitement at the end there. But
Some rich analysis there.
That is great. Insightful.
You were.
Anybody else have a feeling?
Al Michaels was
I am
in it.
riveted.
Anybody else have a feeling that
Did
this
you
is
even see the game?
Yes, the opposing team,
The opposing team was who?
the Ravens.
I swear you read a headline today that said exciting ending to Ravens.
Yes, exactly.
No,
You used to announce football, didn't you?
Whatever.
4 minutes
announced
of game
football
before
for a while.
60 minutes started that he had to watch?
As it happened, I was.
I got to switch over to my 60 minutes.
No, I was placed in charge of picking up the cooking when Kelly decided at the very last
Picking up the cooking. What are you talking about?
Let me finish.
Carry out?
Going to pick up
calm down.
carry out?
No. She had started dinner, and
I'll
then
go pick up the
she
cookie.
realized that she could go vote. She was checking the various waiting times.
Oh.
Check local listings. Voting is so confusing everywhere. But she realized that she could go vote at this one particular place. It appeared they had a very short wait.
Gotcha.
Now, I used that same computer system. They had a 57-minute wait that was actually 2 hours and 11 minutes. Willie, how long did you stand in line?
I waited for 4 hours, and Kelly went to go vote. Got in and out in 20 minutes.
In and out in 5.
And then
5.
Yep.
Well, Christy, you live in Mayberry. For For those of us that live in an American city where they have businesses and
I'm voting tomorrow. I'm going to walk in tomorrow and people are going to be, thank God someone's here. I'm going to get all the stickers.
Yeah, what's the big deal about tomorrow? What the hell? There was a reporter today. There was a reporter today talking about today's the last day for early voting. Of course. And then she said, and I understand you can also vote tomorrow.
She did say that.
Honest to God.
Was this the same person who was astonished that she went out at night and the skies were clear and she couldn't find the moon?
Could be the same girl. Yeah.
In any event, yes. So suddenly I was in front of a television set.
That doesn't explain picking up the cooking.
No,
Kelly, at the last minute, she goes, I just looked at the computer
she went out to vote, and you did what?
She wasn't planning it. She goes, but there is no wait. There's a zero wait.
Okay, what's that got to do with football?
Well, then I had to go take over the cooking, and as you know, at my house, there's a television set that can't be turned off.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's in the kitchen.
It's always on? It's always
like
on.
the eternal flame? Yeah.
It's always on.
There's a television set high
You
up.
got that? Is it always on? Yeah, like to turn it for Dave Garroway. You've always got it on.
Ever since he died,
you left it on.
I've been meaning to tell you guys this. I think this is why he's going so crazy, because he's got that TV set in the kitchen, so he's just constantly.
Can you
turn the channels?
Is there a volume for God's sake? Can you turn it down?
There's a television set, but it's high up in the ceiling.
Right.
All right.
But the only way to turn it off is to get on a ladder and climb up.
What?
So the remote is busted.
The remote doesn't work?
Remote? What's that?
The remote works only to change the channel. Am I making this up?
What about the volume?
That's
affect
right.
the volume?
And with our problems with China, they stopped making universal remote.
So I bought a new remote online, but it's the television.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, it's the television.
That's not possible.
It is possible.
You're not programming the universal remote correctly.
No, I got the remote for that exact TV. The point is, so I walk in. It was the end of the game. I had a chance to watch it. I wasn't paying any attention.
I forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about the exciting end of the Steeler game.
Yeah, they're still undefeated. More NFL coming up, including college football. We'll talk about that. And
coming up.
Is there anything normal about your life at all? Anything?
Hey, I'm going to go pick up food. I'm going to go get the food that has been cooking.
I'm going to pick up cooking.
I'm picking up cooking.
Pick up the cooking.
Every night we fight over who gets to say grace, which isn't particularly in the spirit of saying grace.
Hilarious.
The way Jesus would have wanted.
Sure.
I'm going to say grace today. No, I am.
Oh, boy.
Last night we tried to do it in tandem.
Why don't you rotate? Give one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you do Sunday.
Because there's a 4-year-old involved. They don't understand the term rotate.
Sharing?
This upsets me because I know there's other stuff going on at his house, like a TV that won't ever turn off. I know there's other stuff going on, and you haven't shared it, and I need to know.
No, you can turn the TV off.
There's some other weird
to turn
stuff.
it back on, you have to get on a ladder.
Yeah. Gotta get a ladder, chick.
It's hard to explain.
Wait a minute. You can turn it off?
If you take a ladder.
What about a long enough pole?
No, it's a little tiny button in the back.
Yeah. No, you need the ladder, yeah.
Come over. I'll show you.
Willie and I will come over. We'll fix that in 10 minutes.
I don't think you can. I think it's a broken TV.
I think they
Why don't you replace the TV?
Because that involves people in the house and someone's going to, I don't have time.
Chick, I think if me and you went over to his house in about 10 minutes, we go, you know what? Why don't we go over to my house?
That's exactly right.
This is a little too much.
Do you still have to...
I got beer in the fridge.
Do your TV still warm up before you have to... You have to wait before they...
No, it depends.
You know what? I'm not going to say anything because mine does. My TV doesn't warm up, but my cable does.
They turn themselves off.
It says,
I gave
please
them permission.
Wait. Oh, my God.
So do you wake up at 1:30 in the morning? There's somebody in the kitchen. Oh, no. Just a dehydrator infomercial again.
I leave it on for the appliances.
It's that pillow guy.
Yeah, I want to remind you that I had a great shave this morning before I went out to look at my television. That's right.
Yes.
Harry's has come out with something new. Harry's razors. We've been talking about them for a long time. Harry's has just gotten better. That's right. Contemporary steel technology. When you're using a factory that's been making great steel blades for 100 years, then they move in with some great metallurgists and chemists, et cetera, et cetera. New sharper blades, still as low as $2 each from our friends at Harry's. By the way, go to harrys.com, see what I'm talking about, and get the best offer ever from Harry's when you use the code Bob and Tom. It helps Harry's. It helps us. It'll help you. These new blades are so sharp. In a study with guys shaving 4 times a week, the guys reported that with Harry's new blades, their 8th shave was as smooth as their first. How do they deliver such great quality at such a great price? Well, find out for yourself with the greatest offer ever for Bob and Tom Show listeners from Harry's Razors. New customers get the famous trial set from Harry's for $3. Then they'll ship it to you for how much, Josh?
For free.
That's right. I said $3 with free shipping if you use the code Bob and Tom at Harry's.com. Once again, the 5-blade razor, the weighted handle, the foaming shave gel, the travel cover, $3 plus free shipping. Use the code Bob and Tom at Harry's.com. Do it right now, because this is such a great offer. Harry's knows you're going to really love it. And by the way, they ship it to your house, so you don't have to go into the, get all gloved up and put a mask on and a hazmat suit and then beg the lady at the drugstore, please open the case. I'm not going to steal them. Harry's.com. The code is Bob and Tom at checkout. Coming right back with sports, etc. And, of course, we have some sad news. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Check out the Bob and Tom Show app and let your voice be heard. Our contact info is right there.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
Mark Allison with you, rolling through a Monday morning, the 2nd of November. Hope you had a great weekend with your friends and family or those you care about, and that you're right back at it here on a Monday along with us. Yes, we're socially distanced, but here live. And again, Jess Hooker is going to be joining us, and comedian Reno Collier on the way on a Monday right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-0 after turning a 17-7 halftime deficit, 28-24 win over the Ravens. In Baltimore yesterday, Ben Roethlisberger, a pair of second-half touchdown passes to help the Steelers remain the NFL's only unbeaten team. Russell Wilson, 2 of his 4 touchdown passes to DK Metcalf, and the Seahawks rebound from their first loss of the season, a 37-27 win over the San Francisco 49ers in Seattle. And Cam Newton fumbled in the red zone with 31 seconds remaining to secure the Bills' 24-21 win over the Patriots in Orchard Park. Other winners yesterday in the NFL: Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Miami, Minnesota, Denver, and Philly. And the Saints win in overtime, beating Chicago 26-23. Clemson remains number 1 in the AP college football poll, but just by a little bit. Trevor Lawrence's absence because of COVID and the Tigers' narrow win over Boston College created a divide among the 62 sports writers and broadcasters on the voting panel. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, gang, it's Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Hey, Babe, how are you?
Say, I heard the White Sox hired some old-timer to manage him, Dad.
Yeah.
He'd better pray they don't go extra innings, hell, he might miss his bedtime. Yeah, good luck chasing dames, making sure they don't see your bedpan there, LaRussa. Say, Tony, why don't you hop in the breezer? I'll leave the turn signal on for you.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
She never was abused when she was younger. Her father never up and ran away. And even though her family gave her all the love she needs, somehow she's a bitch anyway. And when I try to tell her funny stories, she says, I guess you had to be there. Even though the humor's plain to see. And when the evening news shows homeless people, she says it's their own damn fault. And then she turns and watches MTV. She never is the first to say she's sorry. And she takes offense to every word I say. And even though she lives in the richest country in the world, somehow she's a bitch anyway. She turned out a bitch anyway. She's always a bitch anyway.
Yeah. Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Yeah, but it turns out I don't sleep well anyway. I've been grinding my teeth. I didn't know I grind my teeth until I woke up. My husband was pouring coffee beans into my mouth. What a weird way to save time in the morning.
No kidding, but it's fresh coffee.
6:47 on the button at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
See the Bob and Tom Show tonight? We call it Bob and Tom Tonight. It's on Mindy TV 23 at 11:30 this evening. Special Saturday night edition at midnight as Saturday turns to Sunday. Hope all is well with you. We have some very exciting things coming up in the world of news, possibly in sports.
What?
Well, I don't know.
Sounds like a shot. Give me a shot.
We'll see what happens. Also, your shot at some serious money coming up throughout the day on Q95. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee is right there.
Yes, sir.
She's at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. Let's see, there's Josh, Chick, Ace. I'm Tom. That's Willie. Willie is wearing the T-shirt that my 7-year-old yesterday. We came into the radio station and she was sitting in Willie's chair while I got caught up in a few things. And she goes, "This is where Willie sits in his Go Bananas T-shirt that he wears in the show every day."
She really said that?
Yes, she really said that. So Willie, you have to.
Are we being stalked by your little daughters?
That's funny.
You have to get one of those for her for Christmas.
The Go Bananas T-shirt?
Yeah, she that's literally said that yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, so can you get one of those online?
Yeah, easy. I can definitely do that.
Very good, very good. Pat Godwin is right there under the Klieg lights. It's good to see you, Pat.
You too.
Looking good. A lot of compliments on the new Pat Godwin dye-free hair.
We never see it, so how do people know?
I think it looks silly.
Well, let's see it.
It's still too blonde and
Pat,
crazy.
let the world.
Yeah, go ahead. I think it looks good.
I like it.
You know what you look like? What's the guy's name? Guy Fieri?
Yeah, a little bit.
Without the pointy stuff. What do you call it?
Pointy stuff.
Tips?
The tips, yeah. The tips.
Some moose
Frosted
action or
tips.
something.
Yeah. And Guy is a friend of the show and a really cool guy, and he always steps up to cook for other people during tough times. So our hats off to Mr. Fieri. But right now we turn to Mr. McGee.
We haven't really started. Steelers remain undefeated. They win yesterday 28-24 over the Ravens. Apparently, it had a very exciting finish. Russell Wilson, 2 of his 4 touchdown passes to DK Metcalf. This guy is a man, and the Seahawks rebounded from their first loss of the season. 37-27 win over the San Francisco 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan, that petulant child, takes another loss. That's what you get, you brat.
I like these opinion pieces.
Cam Newton fumbled in the red zone with 30 seconds remaining, and the Bills win 24-21. Belichick yelled as Cam Newton was fumbling, "Put that in your hat!"
What's the how many wins do the Patriots have?
2. I think they're 2-5. Yeah.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yeah. Hard times. I guess Tom Brady didn't matter. Will Lutz, who's a magnificent putz, and he had his thumb. It shuts and never shuts. And his wife. 35-yard field goal in overtime to a Saints win 26-23 over the Bars.
Sure, it's not Lutz
up there in Chicago. Nope, it's Lutz.
Sure, it's not Luntz.
No, but I think the Jets are the ones that have the kicker's name's Ficken.
Get that Ficken kicker out of here.
Ficken kicker.
Boy, that made me nervous, and I nailed it.
I stayed out of it.
Yeah.
Look at that Ficken kicker.
That Ficken guy. I don't know about him.
You guys are treading in water. You shouldn't be
His
treading.
ice is cracked.
He's a Ficken jerk.
Wait a second, I like that new phrase, "this ice is cracked." I like that very much. And we're riding the Zamboni, about to go under. That is not the worst name in the history of sports, though.
Oh, the Chiefs kicker, Ryan Suckup, who's constantly by Andy Reid. Oh, what a lovely visor you're wearing.
That is nice, sir.
Get out of here,
Are you losing weight?
Suck
Are you
up.
reducing? Coach, surely you're a stick.
Hey, I'd rather be a suck up than a butt kiss. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, Dick Butkus really had it tough, yeah.
Butkus, there's a Butker, Harrison Butker. He's a
And there was a guy in the NBA that we can't even try to say his name.
No.
Oh, Gregor?
Yes, that was his first name.
His last name was Fuca.
He lives on the second floor.
Yes.
Or was it Fuke? I think it was Fuke. Was it? I don't think there was an A on the end.
Whatever it was, it sure looked bad on it.
The Chiefs cruise, the 35-9 winner over the New York Jets. Couldn't the Jets scored one touchdown, for God's sake? Yes, I had the Jets plus the 21. Patrick Mahomes.
My man.
416 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
So the Jets not clear on
Evidently
defense.
not. Defense.
Not that impressive.
And
Really?
Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow burrowed out a win. Anything there?
All right, yeah, I can dig
Okay.
it.
31-20.
I can dig it. You dog.
He's my partner. 31-20 over Tennessee yesterday at Paul Brown's.
Every time Burroughs is mentioned now.
Can you dig
Joe
it,
Burrow.
baby?
Joe Burrow. Colts beat the Lions and Hal 41-21, man. That was Darius Leonard back.
Oh, my gosh.
Big
what a
plays
game.
yesterday for him.
I guess
Vegas.
dressing like Frank helped.
Frank Reich? Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
You
a
gotta
lot of
do
people
that every
online-
week now.
Yeah.
A lot of people online are saying that me
The good luck charm.
dressing as Frank Reich really is kind of turning a tide for
Yes.
the Colts.
They are not.
All-star safety Darius Leonard coming back. That didn't do much. That didn't do much.
Colts tied for first in their division with the Titans.
Did you see?
I'll get to it, Ace. Hang on.
During the Jets game, one of the defensive players throwing his arms up like this, trying to get the crowd to get fellas.
Oh, really?
Was it? I didn't see that.
There are only 800 people out there. Never mind.
Was the Jets because they were in Kansas City for starters?
I forget which game it was.
Okay.
I had the sound off.
Vegas. The Raiders beat the Browns 16-6.
Some people call that a preview of the AFC Championship.
Yes, I know one person.
Yeah, I
You
know.
say every game is.
Every week.
Every week.
Miami beat
No matter who's playing the
I
Raiders.
know.
the Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa. Did you ever Tagovailoa, John?
Yeah, when my bow broke.
I never tongued a viola, but I blew a tuba. I can tell you that.
I never tongued a viola, but I've squeezed an organ. Something like
That's
that.
fine.
That works.
That's fine.
No, I like
Squeezing
that.
doesn't necessarily.
No. I think Chick nailed it.
Blew
Blew a tuba?
Blew a tuba?
Yeah.
Well, the organ's got the play and the word play there, the homonym.
Tongue and a viola is a
Here we go. Joke dissection 101.
28-17
How about finger cello? Pretty fun.
over the Rams. Minnesota
Yo, mama.
beat Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay 28-22. Same. It's just a shame to see Aaron lose a game. Denver over the Chargers. 31-30. And Philly beat Dallas last night in the Sunday Nighter 23-9. Tampa Bay and the Giants.
Don't worry about
Monday
Aaron
night
Chick. There are some who's saying he's having a terrific year.
That's unbelievable.
I know what you're talking about.
That's true.
At least he gets to go home to some peace and quiet.
He's so happy. When he goes home, he's
what do you mean that's not my house?
really happy.
What the hell just happened?
Oh, yeah, he will get to go home.
Christy, I definitely get back to voting.
Yes, sir.
You said that when you voted, it took like 5 minutes.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure I'll pay for it today because I'm taking my daughter to early vote, and I'm sure it'll be a line, but
Okay. Well,
I got lucky.
Now, when I voted, they handed me one of those origami papers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like teenage girls. Sure. Yeah, it's very confusing.
Oh, that sounds legit.
He's over in the 1, 2, 3, 4.
What do they call those? It wasn't origami.
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where you put
all I know is that Bobby loves Susie. I couldn't figure it out. When we come back, do we have more sports?
College football and world record and maybe a world record.
And a world record denial.
Yep, and soccer. We're going to talk about soccer.
That's a great soccer story, too. I'm really excited
And somebody told me it was Bugs Bunny's birthday today, and it's not. His birthday's July 27th, 19. But he is 80 years old this year. He's 1940.
Good to know.
Yeah, doesn't look a day over 20.
Okay, we'll be right back. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Add to or continue the conversation. Check out the Bob and Tom Show on Facebook. Get the link at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, Donnie Baker, I know you've got the Bob and Tom app on your little telephone device. Some call it a mobile device. Do you have the Bob and Tom Show app on your phone? Do you know someone who might like the Bob and Tom Show app? It's available in the iTunes or Google Play Store. It's free. What can you do with the Bob and Tom app? Oh, let me tell you. You can listen to your local station. You can tune in to Bob and Tom 24/7. Even set an alarm that'll wake you up with the show. Imagine that. Chick McGee, the first voice you hear in the morning. Oh, yeah. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Download that app today. It's free.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. America stood at a crossroads the day before Election Day, never before in modern history, facing a choice between two candidates who offered such opposite visions in a time of such great stakes. President Donald Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden were poised today to give their closing arguments as to why each was best fit to steer the nation, confronted with a once-in-a-century pandemic, the starkest economic contraction since the Great Depression, and a citizenry divided on cultural and racial issues. The Justice Department is suing Google for anti-competitive behavior for how it deals with its large rivals and consumers. But owners of small businesses also have beefs about Google for a different reason. Smaller companies say Google tends to give more prominence in its search engine results to companies that spend the most on advertising with the online giant. That means when people search for goods or services online, smaller firms are way down the list and hardly get noticed. And not even the pending arrival of her baby could keep a pregnant Florida woman from doing her civic duty. Election officials in Orange County say a woman showed up at the polls last Tuesday already in labor. Her husband asked for a ballot for his wife, telling workers she was in the car in labor and refusing to go to the hospital until she could vote. A worker went out to give the woman a ballot, check her ID. While doing her Lamaze breathing, the woman filled out the ballot and turned it in before her hubby drove her to an Orlando hospital. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Ancient philosophy was framed by prodigies. Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates. And even though their thoughts were deemed the aristocratic voice, they also had a thing for little boys. Catherine the Great, so it's been said, needed large animals to be fulfilled in bed. From historic rulers to the ancient Greeks, we're standing on the shoulders of freaks. Isn't life pretty? Ernest Hemingway once said. And then he put a bullet through his head. Salvador Dali's surreal paintings were God sent. You'd never know.
Friends, 701 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
A quick forecast, Miss Lee.
Brought to you by the CarX Man. Sunshine 50, clear tonight down to 38. Sunshine 62. Beautiful week ahead. Currently 27 degrees.
I know this is a great week.
It's going to be 70 by the weekend.
I know. A good day to do some outdoor work on the house. That's what I'm doing. But first, Christy, do you know what to do if you're injured at work?
Oh, sure. I retract.
Apparently.
Holy hell.
Good Lord.
I was in there yesterday. I got that thing fixed. No, Christy, that's not what you do. Try again. What do you think you should do if you're hurt at work?
Call someone that says it's easy.
No, it's not easy. Josh, you got any ideas?
No, I've been written out essentially. So just keep talking. Keep blabbing away.
Josh,
tell him everything.
Touch the blue thing on your microphone.
I'll touch this blue thing. Oh, no. Thanks for letting me be a part of it.
I smell burning hair. The right answer is our friends at Galitko and Daly. Do you know why? Because they know what to do when you're injured at work. That's all they do. They're OSHA trained, and you can find them at indianaworkers.com, so you don't even remember anything. Josh, try touching that pumpkin. I put some wires in that. I don't think it's going to...
Fool me once, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's a pumpkin. Galitko and Daly, the work injury lawyers. Indianaworkers.com. Thank you very much, fellas. We appreciate it. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom Show. He's got a hat on.
It's a Shaw show. Sorry. Just reading the mail over here. Let's see, where was I? Ace Cosby's joke of the day coming up. Sad news in the world of Hollywood. We'll get to that coming up. But we do have Mr. McGee at the sports desk. Josh Arnold currently doodling over there at the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick desk.
I'm going to start selling these after every show, my doodles.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'll make an extra $2 a week.
Oh, wow. That sounds good. No. Once he pays the postage, it'll be minus 30. Christie's at the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. There's Pat Godwin. There's Willie G. This is Tom speaking. Welcome back to the show on this, the 2nd of November, 2020. It's almost over. The commercials, I mean.
Yes.
Hi, every person in public office is a criminal, and we're going to throw mud at everyone, and I guess it wouldn't work if someone ran an ad going, the person I'm running against is a decent person. We just have different views on
I
things."
would vote for them if they did that.
That doesn't work, apparently.
Why doesn't it work?
I don't like the fact they drag us into the political spots. Like, we're not ready for Tom Griswold. What
do you mean I'm not?
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I also wish there was a thing that would delete out the ones that don't apply to you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to vote for...
When I was really excited to go in and like I said, finally made up my mind after all the months looking at one particular race, and I realized that apparently I've got to be one street over to vote on that one.
Not your district, huh?
No, I've just had it. I can't
I'm going to miss them. I like them. I think they're entertaining.
Are you kidding? What?
I enjoy them.
Oh, God.
And then the other thing is, I watched the news last night. A lot of fun. I'm going to miss these news broadcasts, you know?
Yeah, well, it probably won't be over until it's over when it's over. But right now, I think we have to hear one. This is an unpaid, non-political announcement.
I'm Doug LaDouche, and I approve this ad. I'd like to talk to you about an important issue none of the other candidates seem to be willing to discuss. An issue that impacts tons of good, everyday citizens like you guys. I'm talking about ghosts. Did you know that most cities in America have, like, a whole bunch of ghosts? And almost all of them are here illegally. My opponents won't talk about it. Maybe because they're scared. And I get it. Ghosts can be very spooky. They float through walls and turn lights on and off and go, ooh, and stuff. That is why I, Doug LaDouche, person, I'm not too afraid to talk about ghosts, and I'm not too afraid to get to the bottom of why they're haunting us and how we can get them to knock it off. And I vow to find answers to all the other great American mysteries too, like the Loch Ness Monster and who really built the Grand Canyon. So, I'm not trying to threaten you or anything, but vote for me for president, or else, you know, more ghosts.
Paid for by the Doug LaDouche for President Committee. Ted Fiegelman, Treasurer.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Doug. It's almost over. Let's see now. We return to the sports page with Mr. Chick McGee. Chick.
Clemson remains number one in the AP college football poll, but not by much. Trevor Lawrence under COVID protocol. A narrow victory over Boston College caused a divide among the 62 sports writers and broadcasters.
Oh, are you in that 62, Tom? Or
No.
Chick?
Are you telling me I'm not even... Well, maybe I could tell you. I am waiting. I'm 63. I'm waiting.
All right.
For one of those 62 to die. And it's going to happen.
Or retire.
So then I move right up.
Okay.
You can put 62 people in the country. Who are these people?
Yeah, wait a minute. You're trying to pack the sports writers. I see. You're a sports writers committee packer.
That's right. We'll put all Ohio State fans on the sports writers. We'll have Ohio State number one before you know it. Don't look at the voting. We'll declare them the winner.
Correct.
Soccer game in Scotland ruined for spectators after an AI camera, artificial intelligence. A lot of people say I'm artificially intelligent. A camera mistook a referee's bald head for the ball.
What?
Yeah, this is, there's video of this because they can't have fans there. They're broadcasting to all their fans, of course, on television, but they have cameras that are using artificial intelligence. And instead of following the ball, it kept picking up in this one referee's head and following just the ref around.
In the AI's defense, though, the referee did have an Adidas logo tattooed on his head.
Oh, man.
Not a great idea.
Yeah. It's a shame you messed up that word, isn't it? Yeah.
Almost asking for it. Boy, that was good. Punchlines never work when you mess up the word. No.
Yeah.
Josh, you're right. You're right.
It's coming.
Oh, trust me, I've done it.
No, it's going to happen.
I do it constantly. Can I try it again?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
You know, in the AI's defense, it's a shame because he did have Adidas tattooed right on his head.
So you mean his head looked like a soccer ball?
He was almost...
I get it.
He's almost acting like wanting it. Woo!
I'm dancing.
For it.
I'm dancing.
By the way, when I rewrote that, I put the periods after AI because they never do now.
No, they don't, do they?
Whoever started that, could we have them shot?
Why, do you think it's Al?
It looks like Al. Instead of
It does look like Al.
Instead
I
of
agree.
AI, it's some computer. We should find whoever's responsible, publicly execute them.
The Scottish club Inverness Caledonian. Tom, the most famous Caledonian.
New Caledonia, McHale's Navy, of course.
Wasn't Fuji from New Caledonia?
No. Fuji was a prisoner of war. The New Caledonia is where they would go for R&R with Gruber and McHale.
And if they redo the movie, Fuji will not be in it. I can tell you
that was, yikes. Remember Fuji wore a T-shirt that said POW on the back?
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. The system uses AIs. Cameras confused a referee's head for the ball and repeatedly followed the referee's head throughout the game. The glitch even caused fans watching at home to miss their team scoring a goal.
So that's the theme to McHale's Navy.
It sure is.
Great music.
Oh, McHale's, I thought it was MASH contextually, but...
McHale's Navy preceded MASH.
Sorry.
Oh, American television. Did you ever see McHale's Navy?
No, of course.
Great
I've never
show.
seen
Tim Conway.
It's in black and white. How would he have ever seen it?
I'm sure it's on one of the 3,000 channels we have.
So you think I go home after work and I go, you know what? I want to unwind. I'm going to watch a little TV. And I go to cable. I go, no Netflix, no Hulu. I go, today, I want to watch McHale's Navy.
You can watch the film version with Tom Arnold.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You got to watch the original. Ernest Borgnine, Joe Flynn.
If you watch the...
Sorry.
If you watch the McHale's Navy with Tom Arnold, be sure and open the windows in your house before you...
No, why does this stink?
Yeah,
Joe Flynn I love Joe Flynn.
Oh, that was a very funny show. But they always were going to New Caledonia. That was the thing.
So Gavin McLeod, I forgot he was in it.
Yeah, the point of the news story is that this genius system that they have that's supposed to be following the ball actually picked up in this guy's head. So obviously the solution to this is simple. Toupees. You imagine all the referees, these ridiculous wigs.
Wouldn't it be easier just to wear a baseball cap?
Well, yeah, but it's funnier to wear a toupee, you see.
Before the game, the referees come out and go, Johnson,
wait a minute.
You need a fright wig.
Are we trying to be funny now?
Okay.
I
don't know why we would start now.
Give me a heads up.
I've been kind of just taking it easy ever since that Adidas flop. I've just been chilling.
Oh, you're fine.
Hey, you're like a defensive back. You got a short memory, man.
So we're laughing
Get right
about this
back in
now.
the game.
I wonder how far away we are from the AI cameras in football.
You want a camera in the ball, don't you?
Well, I think I do want chips in the ball so they know when it goes over the goal line.
I don't. That takes away the human element.
Why? Yep.
I'm with Chick. Come on.
Chick, was the rail cam in the NBA bubble games, was that an AI camera?
I do not know.
Because I really liked that angle they're able to get because there's not people sitting courtside. Obviously, if there's fans again, they should worry about fans, but the rail cam they added was kind of a cool new element.
Remember when they did the rail cam in the Olympics with the sprinters? That was really cool. They ran the camera
Very cool.
right along with them. That was a good shot.
You think someday there'll be technology where they can put a camera in the ball?
I mean, it's essentially there now, but it'll change.
I think they can do it, but
right.
Why would you?
Yeah.
And that chip thing is, while it is a good idea, purist would never allow it.
Why? Because it would make it more fair?
No, they would
How is
argue
it
that it makes it
fair?
unfair that the human element being taken out of the game. Now, the record books, you'd have to have like 2 different record books and stuff like that.
Why?
So in other words, okay, this was an actual touchdown. How do we know? Because the light went off.
Well, you saw how well it went when the Oakland A's tried to add sabermetrics into baseball. I'm pretty sure there was a movie about how that process was so simple and easy.
All right, go ahead.
Moneyball.
Back to you.
More sports coming up, including a world record, or is it?
Oh.
And the end
Shouldn't
of
that be in a-
007.
well.
Yeah, okay. All right. When we come back, now, Chris, did you want to give me a little teaser too?
The McRib is coming back.
That's enough. Very, very good. I do want to remind you that there's a little bit of bad news out there in the world of cybercrime. Big year for cybercrime. Latest victim, Barnes & Noble, exposing customer data, including email addresses, billing and shipping addresses, transaction histories, etc. This is also going to impact if you have the Nook ebook service, etc., etc. So, yikes. It keeps happening. The news keeps getting worse about this kind of stuff. This is where LifeLock comes in. LifeLock, keeping an eye on your identity and the various things that you're plugged into in the ether. LifeLock is designed to detect a wide range of identity threats, like, for example, your social security number could be for sale right now on the dark web. So remember, nobody can prevent all identity theft or monitor transactions at all businesses. LifeLock can see threats you might miss on your own. Join right now. Save up to 25% on your first year if you use the promo code TOM25. Once again, remember that, TOM25, 25% off your first year. It's a very inexpensive service, and someone will be watching out for all those numbers you've pumped into the ether over the last several years. 1-800-LifeLock, or just go to LifeLock.com, and the promo code is TOM25. 25% off at LifeLock.com. You will sleep better. Also coming up in the news, we have chameleons. Is it platypuses or platypi?
Platypus.
And interesting things in the world of coffee, and why you shouldn't climb into your dryer. Coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
On the way this morning, comedian Reno Collier, Jess Hooker also stopping in. On Tuesday, we'll catch up with our NFL expert, Kostaki Economopoulos, and a longtime friend of the show, comedian Bob Zaney, will be phoning his way in on Tuesday. We look forward to that. But first, more of the Monday Bob and Tom Show. We're not necessarily known for our Monday show, and we'll continue to show that throughout the morning right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. After a historic season, winter is coming to the drive-in. Summer and early fall have seen the old drive-in transformed. It has hosted concerts and comedy shows, business conferences, Sunday services, graduations, even weddings. But with temperatures dropping, even some snow flurries falling in the northern half of the country, one of the pandemic's few bright spots is running low on time. Many drive-ins are staying open well beyond normal closing, and they're selling a lot of hot chocolate. 50 years ago, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice could not get any theaters to put on a production of Jesus Christ Superstar, so they released the cast album anyway to generate interest. Lloyd Webber has done the same thing now with his latest musical, Cinderella. The pandemic forced him to put rehearsals on hold. He says the irony of his having to release a cast album before staging the musical a second time is not lost on him. Lloyd Webber says if all goes well, he hopes to open Cinderella next spring in London. And it's back. That's good news for you fans of McRib. McDonald's is bringing back its barbecue sauce slathered pork sandwich next month. It's the first time in 8 years it will offer the item nationally. The McRib was introduced nearly 40 years ago and has developed a cult following. McDonald's says McRib will be available for a limited time and won't say when it will disappear again. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Bob and Tom. You can pick your morning radio show, and you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Frank Caliendo.
Some people don't like John Madden. I love John Madden because he makes me feel smart. Madden will say things in the game you don't need to hear. He'll say things like, if the quarterback, if he throws the ball and a receiver, if he catches it in the end zone, then that's gonna be a touchdown. John, what did you think the most important thing was? Well, the best game to win is the third game, and you can have the first game, and you might have the fourth game, but the third game. If you're playing 25 games, then it's the 23rd game. If you're playing 75 games, 73rd. It's always a 3 because it looks like half an 8. And, when you realize that a half an 8, you can't figure 8. You can do a figure 8 while you're skating, but you can't do a figure 3. And if you could do a figure 3, that would probably be amazing. But back to what we're talking about. Great football is about great football. And when you're playing great football, hey, that's the best kind of football.
We don't know anything about you, Christian. Are you a married guy, single guy?
I am married. I got married this past August. I am one of those lucky men. I'm one of those at first sight situations. I met my wife. I looked at her and I said, oh my God, this is the woman I want to spend the next 4.
7:20 here at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. How's everybody doing?
Good,
okay,
good.
Christy Lee has the forecast.
Q95 Fox 59 weather brought to you by CarX. Sunshine 50 will be our high. Clear skies overnight down to 38. Sunny and 62 tomorrow. We have sunshine 28 degrees now.
Thank you very much tonight. My Indy TV 23. It's the Bob and Tom Tonight Show. That's right, Bob and Tom Tonight. Once again, this evening, 11:30. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. The man in black, of course, is Cosby wearing his Las Vegas 2020 Raiders cap.
He also
what was yesterday's game? A preview of what?
He has Las Vegas. What? AFC Championship game. He also has Raiders.
Oh, look at that.
Fresh Air Man. There you go.
Oh, that's
Mask.
pretty cool. That'd be a nice bikini bottom.
It kind of looks like one.
It might be.
I could wear it.
Oh my goodness.
You could wear that as a bikini bottom?
No, I couldn't get my legs through the
Of course not. Look how big she is. She's fat. Come on. She can't get into one of those. Didn't we cover that earlier? How fat she is?
Christy, I apologize.
I don't care. What do I care? I'm going to get fat.
You know, it's like they call me the brain. You know, they call her fat.
Where was I? This chick. Josh is over there at the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick desk. This is Tom speaking. There's Christy. There's Pat Godwin. Pat's warming up in there. We got something coming up in a matter of moments.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from you today.
I'm working over here.
Are you?
Well, maybe we should
working on my phrasing and
maybe we should get right to it. It was sad news before we'll continue with sports, but sad news from Hollywood.
Sean Connery passed away at the age of 90. His wife and 2 sons said he, quote, died peacefully in his sleep, surrounded by family in the Bahamas where he lived. His son Jason said his father had been unwell for some time. The charismatic Scottish actor rose to fame for his portrayal of the suave secret agent James Bond, before moving on to an Oscar-winning career that included films like Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, The Hunt for Red October, and The Untouchables. Bond producers Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli said Connery, quote, was and shall always be remembered as the original James Bond, whose indelible entrance into cinema history began when he announced those unforgettable words. The name's Bond, James Bond. Doesn't really sound right when I do it.
Yeah, it's.
Will you do it?
Pat can probably.
Yeah, I think Pat could.
The name's Bond, James Bond.
There you go.
There you go. Lights a cigarette right in the
Kind
middle
of
of it.
snarky though. He's snotty.
No, he's the best.
A little bit, yeah.
Wasn't one of his kids named Connie?
Connie Connery?
I think so.
I think not.
Constance Connery.
His son Connor.
Constance.
Connor, Connie.
Her name was Constance.
What?
Constance.
Constance.
Yeah, it was a.
Let's not do that again. Holy hell.
Let's stay away from that now. Of course, he was. I love that movie, Hunt for Red October.
That was a good movie.
And he got an Oscar for the one where he's what in the FBI. It's
The Untouchables.
Yeah, The Untouchables.
You seen The Rock?
I love The Rock.
I've never seen The Rock. I should watch that. No.
It's genuinely very, very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah. Now, Pat, you've been working on a little song about Sean Connery. Do you want to tell your story about meeting him?
Our radio show did a week of live shows.
This is a great.
I'll do a short version, Chick. We did a week of live shows in London, and we walk into our hotel, the Grosvenor House in London there, and in the lobby is Sean Connery in a chair, smoking a pipe, drinking something brown, and we were like, oh my God, and we're checking in. And I make a joke. I guess it must be a great place. James Bond is here. And the guy behind the desk was mad. Please don't talk to him. He takes a month off every year to be by himself. He doesn't want to be bothered. Do not call him James Bond or 007. And you can't interview him. Just leave him alone. And we would do our radio show. We'd come back to the bar and eat and drink. And there he is in the bar. Didn't talk to him. Left him alone. Then I, after drinking and eating for 3 days, decided to go to the gym. And he's down there in the gym on the exercise bike, and I nod to him. He doesn't even acknowledge me. I'm nervous, and I go to the bench press, and it's an English weight system, kilograms, and I can't figure it out. And I pull the thing off, and it slams on my neck.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, I close my eyes. I can't. And all of a sudden, I look up, and he lifts it off me.
Sean Connery is lifting the barbell off of you.
And I go, thank you, 007. And he goes, the name's Bond. James Bond.
No!
Wow.
And I laughed, and he went back to his exercise bike, and that was the end of it. But we would see him every day. It was
So
surreal.
he saved your life.
It was surreal. We would see him every day, all by himself, reading a newspaper or a book.
So after the front desk clerk said,
I know.
Don't call him 007. Don't You're right there in his face.
No, he laughed hard.
007. Well, it could have gone wrong, Godwin.
It could have gone really wrong.
He could have dropped it back on you.
Yeah.
And then he had a great line when he saw you leaving, right? That you were.
Yeah, when we were, I didn't tell the other guys about it because they would have said, "Oh my God, you called. You weren't supposed to do that." So I didn't think they'd believe me. But at the end, when we were walking and going to the airport, he was there in that same chair in the lobby again. And I said, Mr. Connery, thank you very much for saving my life. And he said, you may want to pick a fight with a smaller dumbbell next time.
Oh, that's great.
So wonderful.
Yeah, we actually saw him. We were in the Bahamas eating dinner at a very small restaurant. And there were, 6 of us at the table.
He was using the toilet, right?
No. One of our guys went to go to the bathroom, and he walked back, and there were 2 rooms in the restaurant. And he came back, and he goes, Sean Connery sitting in the next room.
Cool.
And then he goes, I'm going to go over to him. and I said, do not.
He was by himself?
Do not. No. He was at a table of about 5 or 6 people.
Oh, yeah, you
they were having a
definitely
great time. No, and
yeah. That's awesome.
But he lived like a mile from there, I found out.
At that time, yeah, he sure did.
He vacations like Josh, all by himself.
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
He lived in the Bahamas for quite a while, right?
He died there.
Yeah,
He died in his house.
Wasn't he like 5'6", 5'7"?
No, 6'3" or 4". He was Mr. Third place in the Mr. Universe contest.
Did you see that picture, that black and white photo of that? That was
You know
pretty
what?
cool.
I'm saying he's 5'4" here, Chick.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was just ruined when I heard he wore a hairpiece. I couldn't believe it. My James Bond does not wear a hairpiece, and by gosh, he did.
Yeah, and the Bond movies,
matter.
Sure
But
does.
I thought the cool thing was that he wore it for that. But then besides that, he famously never wore it.
Yeah, the man who would be king, he doesn't wear it.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, he was cool, but he did
He
wear.
owned it.
He wore it in where he played the Russian admiral, whatever.
Yeah, bad one, yeah.
Yeah, but that's still a great movie.
The Hunt
Yeah,
for
it
Red
is. It
October?
really is,
Yeah.
I've been told The Hill is a great movie that he was in, which I have not seen.
Neither have I.
I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, so anyway, now Pat, since you've met Sean Connery, also known as 007, I understand you're bringing in a friend of yours to sing this song.
Yeah, it's my new Scottish character.
Well, why say it like that?
You mean your new Scottish
How about
friend?
that?
He
Yeah.
said not taking
Scottish
down.
friend of yours.
This isn't a behind-the-scenes podcast.
Yes, and now
I'm Frank Sinatra.
Here's the stuff that's fake.
I'm Scottish. I'm Scottish now.
What's your name?
It used to be McShowen, but the surname, we took the Mick off. And my name is now Balzar Showen.
Balzar,
Yeah,
huh?
it was. We'll work on that character name during the next break. I thought we had
Obviously
what was
didn't
the
that.
one we came up with earlier today? It was dirty. I wasn't comfortable with it. No.
What are you doing?
It was haggis something. That's right.
What was it?
Balls or haggis?
Haggis McVomit or something.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's much funnier.
Isn't that sheep intestines?
Yeah,
That's
it's
hideous stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's get serious here, fellas. He was the best James Bond by far. Played thieves, cops, and kings. He was even the voice of a dragon once. Darby O'Gill, you heard him sing. He spoke all his roles the same. Be it Robin Hood or Irish gent. Hell, he was a Russian U-boat commander once with a lisping Scottish accent. He couldn't say certain S words when he was on TV. If he said C-A-C-I-T-Y, for example, it would have offended the FCC. For me, he will always be the only 007, and there will be pussy galore when he arrives in heaven. Better not stir his martini, or he'll get quite ornery. He was Bond, James Bond. Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Oh, how about that?
Lovely.
Very nice.
Very.
Pussy galore in heaven.
She did die right before him.
Almost all those people. Dr. No,
Yeah.
Joseph Wiseman is deceased. Suppose anybody ever went to Dr. No and said, Dr. No, could I get a second opinion? He wasn't a real doctor.
Of course not.
I know the one thing about Dr. No is that he's the worst scene partner if you're improvising.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man. No and what? Okay. Well, that's very nice. Very nice, Pat. A nice tribute to the great Sean Connery.
Done by his Scottish character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Balls are showing.
Oh, hey.
That could be the phone.
Here we go. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hello, hi, gang. Larry King.
Larry, what's the matter?
Well, I'm a little sad today. We lost our old pal, Sean Connery, this weekend.
Yeah.
Legendary actor, the only true James Bond, has died. God, he was 90 years old, passed away in his sleep. I learned that his family was at his bedside when he passed. In the end, he was shaken, but would not stir. Of course, Mr. Sean Connery, best known for his work as James Bond, 007. I thought listeners might be interested in a little more in-depth reporting concerning James Bond, so I did a little research and found out the following.
Okay.
Okay, we all know James Bond was a British spy, right? Who was licensed to kill.
Of course.
But did you know he failed the licensing exam 4 times?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know
apparently
that.
he kept messing up on the road test by swerving and braking instead of running over people in his Aston Martin DB5.
I had no idea.
The Bond character loved to gamble, especially in Monte Carlo, where he played Baccarat, a card game with a name that makes you spit a little every time you say it. Baccarat. I was terrible at it. Hey, Mr. Bond also really enjoyed Old Maid.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, not the card game. Old Maid is what he called M's secretary, Miss Moneypenny.
Oh, I see. That's
known for a discreet but vigorous love-making sessions with 007, or as she called him, 0012.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Good to know.
Impressive.
Yeah, as for the movies, not surprisingly, many people think Goldfinger was the best Bond movie ever. It won the prestigious Movie of the Century Award from the International Society of Proctologists.
Did it?
Yeah, in contrast, Thunderball was picked as the greatest Bond film by the International Association of Urologists.
Sure. Yeah, he does.
And remember the bodyguard known as Odd Job from the film Goldfinger?
Sure.
Oh, he was great, but his movie career went downhill after that movie. I found out that later in life, Odd Job worked as a handyman in Honolulu.
Oh.
He could tear out drywall like nobody's business.
Is that right?
Yeah, but he wouldn't touch any electrical work.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah.
As we all know, by today's standard, the Bond movies were sexist and politically incorrect. Just think of the changes that would happen if some of the movies were remade today. The name Pussy Galore would surely be dropped, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
The more current and G-rated version would be a character named VJJ Aplenty. But he just doesn't have the same pizzazz, does it? Nor does the awkward-sounding replacement for the movie title, Octopussy, Love Glove Number 8. Just doesn't cut it.
No, it doesn't.
Anywho, so long, old pal. By the by, I must confess I haven't seen Mr. Connery since we got into a fist fight over a young, lustful Judi Dench 2 years ago in a bar in Nassau.
Really?
I may have won the fight, but he won her hard.
Oh.
But let bygones be bygones, by God, whatever. Old 007's going to be missed. R.I.P. Sean Connery, rest in peace, buddy. Thanks for the memories, and sayonara, Dr. No.
Bye, Larry.
Bye, Larry.
Very
Dr. No
touching.
means no, bye.
A very, very touching tribute.
Wasn't
I had no idea. We had a fight over Judi Dench 2 years ago.
Fight over Judi Dench?
Yeah.
Dame.
OJ.
Damn.
There you go. I'm sorry, back to sports.
Yes, and back to
Stupid World Record.
Oh, or is it the hypercar that reportedly set the top speed record for a production vehicle earlier this month?
Yes, we talked
May
about
not
that.
have actually set the record.
Uh-oh.
On October 10, the 1,750 horsepower SSC Tuatara hypercar purportedly reached an average of 316.11 miles per hour along Nevada's Highway 160, but the video of the faster 331 mile per hour run raised suspicions. On Wednesday, October 28th, the SEC issued a statement admitting that the onboard video was substantially incorrect.
Oh.
The company said there was a mix-up on the editing side and that there were two different cockpit videos in circulation, each with inaccurate information.
Aren't you glad Chick proofread these before you? You can tell he really does his research.
No, I think this was supposed to be the world's fastest production car.
Oh, I remember
and now
it well.
there's some.
They took the two speeds and they averaged them together, and it was
something's wrong, and it turns out that a production vehicle can't have a flux capacitor.
They're hard to.
And if you watch the videos
I have
where
not.
the Amish guy in the buggy passes them, I think that whole thing where they cut to the speedometer.
Oh, sure,
clearly,
that's gotta be
clearly fraudulent.
I was a little suspicious when they were such different times. There was like 3:31 and then a 3:08.
I thought the fact that the speedometer was drawn in crayon was the dead giveaway.
Well, that's also a giveaway. Of course, yeah. That's
that Tracy Chapman tune there in the back.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Great song. Fast cars. Okay, great.
Start sobbing.
What they should do is paint flames on the side. Then it'll go really quick. But apparently this is causing just a total chaos in the world.
Oh, for God's sake. It affects 5 people.
They set the record, and so what? And now it's not a record.
Yeah.
So what?
Nobody could buy the car anyway. It was extremely expensive.
Didn't you say they were making
like 20 of them or some ridiculous amount?
What is it good for?
Exactly.
Well, you go into a bar and go, I'm on the team that made the fastest production car.
Yeah.
Car.
That's what exactly.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Car.
We're going to be here all day.
Good God, yeah.
Man, I was thinking the same thing, Josh.
I mean, these are important feats of engineering, though. All this stuff is.
Well, that I will give you. Correct.
But if they're cheating on it,
yeah, no good.
That's a problem.
And it makes Guinness look bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't think it had been. That's the thing is when they were trying to make it official.
Maybe they look on the bright. They set a record for cheating.
Who knows? What is it? The Tuatara? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Tuatara.
Anyway, but we'll see what happens. It was kind of interesting, I thought. Was 300 some miles an hour? Is that correct?
Yeah, 316 was the average.
And it had to be on a real street. Couldn't be on a racetrack. Had to have regular tires.
Right.
I assume they didn't do a lot of turning. I assume you blow your tire out at 300 miles an hour, and I assume that's going to be pretty bad news.
Haven't we covered this enough?
I'd say the term exhausted comes to mind.
Yes.
Oh, you trying to do a joke about exhausted?
No, I wasn't at all.
I could tell.
In fact,
there was no laugh.
I mean, oh boy, I know. I was just trying to match the tenor of the previous 4 minutes.
Or 8.
Yeah, depends on how
I
far.
wasn't including Godwin's song.
How far you want to go back?
Okay, well, now, I'll tell you what I want to do right now.
What do you want to do right now?
This is going to be one of the last great weeks around here anyway for doing some great work outside.
Yes.
Some projects done. There's lots of cool projects to do over the winter. That's where our friends at the Home Depot come in. I was just in the Home Depot on Friday.
I was in there Saturday.
I didn't see you.
You were on Friday. I was
There you
I
go.
swear, if I saw either one of you, I'd go hide from it.
It's time to hire a professional who uses the Home Depot's pro services to get the job done right. There's a lot of stuff that you and I can't do. The pros can do it, and the pros today have to do whatever the job calls for, and the Home Depot is there to help the pros make everything easier. A wide range of delivery options. They can get what you need, from job lot quantities to small supply runs, delivered where and when you need it. That's right, delivered. From the Home Depot. They've got the most innovative products and more ways for pros to find them in-store and online. They've got some crazy stuff when you walk in the store with your phone that will direct you. You can take a picture of stuff. It's amazing. The technology is really right there. The Home Depot now more than ever. Get some stuff done, and the Home Depot is how doers get more done. When we come back, we'll polish off sports. We have exciting robot news that I think you'll like very much, Josh, and an update on the world of the platypus or platypi, and a little bit of Donnie Baker next. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Keep us with you at all times. Get the Bob and Tom app now at your app store. State law.
This is Frank Caliendo, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, you need a little more Donnie Baker in your life? How about seeing Donnie Baker live? Well, if you're in Lexington, Kentucky this weekend, November 5th through the 8th, I think that's Thursday through Sunday, Donnie Baker, the one and only, will be appearing in Lexington, Kentucky at Comedy Off-Broadway. Make sure you get your tickets now. This probably will sell out. It's not often Donnie Baker makes his way into the Bluegrass State, but you've been warned, Lexington. Donnie Baker on his way in November 5th through the 8th at Comedy Off-Broadway. Make sure you get your tickets today. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up. Donnie Baker in Lexington. Look out.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-0 after turning a 17-7 halftime deficit, 28-24 win over the Ravens. In Baltimore yesterday, Ben Roethlisberger, a pair of second-half touchdown passes to help the Steelers remain the NFL's only unbeaten team. Russell Wilson, 2 of his 4 touchdown passes to DK Metcalf, and the Seahawks rebound from their first loss of the season, a 37-27 win over the San Francisco 49ers in Seattle. And Cam Newton fumbled in the red zone with 31 seconds remaining to secure the Bills' 24-21 win over the Patriots in Orchard Park. Other winners yesterday in the NFL: Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Miami, Minnesota, Denver, and Philly. And the Saints win in overtime, beating Chicago 26-23. Clemson remains number 1 in the AP college football poll, but just by a little bit. Trevor Lawrence's absence because of COVID and the Tigers' narrow win over Boston College created a divide among the 62 sports writers and broadcasters on the voting panel. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A New York man has fallen into a rat-filled sinkhole.
Oh, no.
His brother said he couldn't move because rats were crawling all over him, and he wouldn't scream because he thought a rat would get inside his mouth.
Whoa. The guy at one point looked at the news camera and said, "Bad day to wear my cheese vest." Why would he be wearing that in the first place?
Yeah.
The only one left.
There's a lot of things going. He had the wherewithal to make that crack to the camera.
He has Swiss cheese with little holes in it for the buttons to go into.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional.
Once again, the Bob and Tom Show presents America's most in-depth interview show, 3 Questions With. Here's your host, Phil Mondor.
Welcome to 3 Questions With. I'm your host, Phil Mondor. We've got a very special guest today who's all over the news. Actor Charlie Sheen. We've tracked him down in the Bahamas where he's on vacation. We're speaking to him on the phone. Charlie, I know we tried to reach you on your cell phone earlier. Is everything okay now?
My cell, I think they were trying to get a hold of me, but they couldn't. So, sorry.
Not a problem, Charlie. And can you hear me okay? Is this connection clear?
Yeah, good. I'm here, and I'm ready. Go for it.
Good. So how are you feeling this morning?
Great, man. I feel great. I'm just hungry.
All right, we'll let you get a bite to eat. Thanks, Charlie.
Right on.
This has been America's most insightful interview show, 3 Questions With.
Bob and Tom, 24/7. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, I used to have a good gig. I was working cruise ships, but I got fired. I was working, I'm not supposed to mention the, I won't mention the name. Let's just say it rhymes with Royal Amphibian. All right? Here's what happens.
Okay.
They hire me, they say it's a comedy emergency. I'm like, comedy emergency? Yeah. They fly me down to a place called Casa Maya, Mexico. I get there, the ship has a 70-foot by 6-foot hole in the side of the ship.
Oh, my.
The cruise.
Hey, 7:46 on the button at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Just saying, don't give him a 7-foot rope.
Okay.
Where were we? Christy Lee has a forecast.
Yeah, sunshine today. Look for a high of 50. Clear tonight, down to 38. Sunny and 62 tomorrow. We're chilly, though. Sunshine, 28 right now.
Chilly today, hot tamale.
Party time.
Thanks. And now I have to reestablish the fact that we're not idiots. Let's see, where was I? I know. Tonight, My Indie TV 23, 11:30. It's Bob and Tom tonight. Thank you very much. Every
Tonight,
night
someone gets shot. It's a very special
It is a special episode.
Wait a minute. That hasn't happened yet.
That's right.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. She's Christy. Let's see. She's at the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. There's Chip, Josh. I'm Tom. That's Ace.
How about you?
There's Willie G, and there's Patty G in the next room. We'll have to get another song out of you, Pat. But right now, did we polish off sports?
Yes, sir. All done. All through. All done. Oh, that's a good bingo. Any other bingos? This bingo's closed.
Thank you very much.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, always be a good sport. Christy.
Rejoice, the McRib is coming back. McDonald's announced Friday, for the first time in 8 years, it will be offering the Colt sandwiches nationwide. The McRib will appear for a limited time starting December 2nd.
Oh, that's too far away.
The McRib is an elusive prize for fans who scour the internet for reports of its surfacing at limited locations and for a short amount of time. There's even a website, Josh, called the McRib Locator.
I know about the
Created to spread the word about McDonald's restaurants that are offering the boneless pork sandwich served with slivered onions and pickles on top. Yes. But now it's going to be nationwide for the first time, so you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Oh, really?
What about
first time in 8 years?
Think they'll buy that jingle?
I don't.
Well, they'll just do the second part, the nationwide part. I mean, that would make
They're on
sense.
your side. Oh, that's a different.
What about the Mexican pizza? Is that done now, Taco? I thought it was November 1st.
Oh, I don't know.
The 8th, but...
oh, was it the 8th? Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know what restaurant you're talking about.
Yeah, the 8th is also what most people buy before they go to buy the I messed it up again.
Can you go and
what am I doing here today?
I'm trying to help you. Can you go and stock up and
Mexican pizzas?
Yeah.
Freeze them?
Maybe.
Wasn't the topic McDonald's? Did I miss something?
Man, I'm excited
for
about
a limited time.
My brother Joe taught me something very special about the McRib.
What did he teach you?
You get 2.
Yeah.
And you save one for the next day, and it's even the second one when reheated is even better.
Oh, is it like spaghetti where it's better the next day?
Because the sauce has really done its work.
But the bun, though, right?
No, the bun it holds up. Everything's great about it.
I think that what's great about this is let's face it. 2020, we need a win.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
So bravo to McDonald's bringing back something everybody's. But because the McRib was kind of like your favorite classic rock band that did a farewell tour every 3 years. But now they're back and they're nationwide. I think it's cool.
I really do love them.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Are they that good?
Yes, I think so.
And there really is, as Christy said, there's a whole locator thing. But now
exactly.
And when did you say they're going to bring it back?
December 2nd.
Okay, good to know.
Calendar marked.
Again, we need a win. 2020, we need a win.
That's a big win.
The McRib will certainly be one of them. Now we have to move on. Oh, wait a minute, we can't.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, Bob and Tom. It's Donnie Baker.
Oh, hi, Donnie.
You sound
How was your
you
Halloween?
sound kind of down, Donnie.
Well, I need a win, too, because I can't win at all.
What happened?
What happened?
Well, remember a week ago or so, I had to pay a bunch of money to get my septic line cleaned out?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this weekend, I had to hire a tree guy because I got this old tree threatening to take out the carport.
I can see that, yeah.
And I had to hire somebody on because I'm allergic to sawdust and ladders. And that plus, the last time I cut down trees in my yard, I received a cease and insist order that after I dropped an old maple on my neighbor Mitchell's above-ground pool.
Cease and desist, Donnie.
Desist.
No, Tom. They insisted I cease with any future tree work.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, if I granted, that sounds fine.
I swear to God. And how did I know the day I decided to cut down my tree would be the same day he'd have a pool party for his in-laws? You know? I don't see what the big deal is. He's always complaining about his mother-in-law anyways. And now it's no longer a problem. You know, if she'd had her wits about her, she'd have ducked. I swear to God. Anyways, have you ever watched tree people work, Tom?
Oh, those guys are rough. They're tough guys.
Group of guys. It is rough. I don't think, the whole crew had a full set of teeth among them. They had chainsaw scars on their faces. Freddy Krueger's looked like he had a good complexion. Well, one dude was missing an eye, and instead of a glass eye, he just used an old marble from a lost board game.
Wow.
Oh, Milky, jaundice. Real badasses, though, but those dudes are amazing what they do.
Yeah, I just had some. That's hard and dangerous work, Donnie.
I had one tree with a limb dangling off of it. It looked like it was a character from a zombie movie. It was hanging right over the bathroom. So this tree guy takes a rope, throws it across the limb, and pulls it right down, just, like it was amputated.
Wow.
I was like, wow, Roy Rogers, could you go to my neighbor Mitchell's yard and lasso down that hornet's nest? And he's like, murder hornets? And I said, well, not yet, but if you get that hive on the ground, I'll set it on fire and hit it with a shovel. They deserve it. But it's crazy how these guys can tell which way a tree's going to fall once they cut it good. They cut down this huge tree, and he was just a little off on this one. It fell the wrong way and broke my Joan Jett garden statue.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. You have a Joan Jett garden statue?
Well, I did till this weekend.
That makes sense.
Back in the 80s, I belonged to MTV Garden Statue of the Month Club. I swear to God, I had a Billy Idols, Pat Benetars, Kurt Loder's, even had a Devo's.
Oh.
Wow.
Devo was great because that gave me a place to store my flower pot.
Yeah, of course.
I quit the club and I found out they weren't going to do a Molly Hatchet tribute, just unchristian.
Yeah.
So this guy cuts down the tree, and when he's finished, he asked me if I want to watch him grind the stump. I was like, no thanks, It's like something you'd see in a pickle park. Not to mention, we used to call Patty Ferguson the stump grinder because she had a real severe underbite, sort of like sling blade.
Oh, no.
Yeah, trust me. She'd take the bark off a tree way faster than these guys could.
Yikes.
So that's why she had to get so many tuggies, Christy. To this day, she got forearms like Steve Garvey. I swear to God. I'm gonna go.
Well, thank you, Donnie. Didn't think it'd be a Steve Garvey reference.
Yes.
It's been one of those days. Give me the teaser, Christy Lee.
Coming up, we have teens in a dryer that needed to be rescued, and Allbirds. I know you two are big Allbirds fans.
I'm wearing them right now. Right there.
We have new Allbirds news coming up. Yeah.
Oh, those are a shoe.
They are a
Made
shoe.
out of birds.
How about that?
They're not made out of birds.
Oh, yeah, they
Right in
grind
the
up.
name,
They grind up little pet parakeets when people aren't looking. Come here, Tweety.
Birds.
You always wondered what happened to those birds, huh?
These are great. They're made of wool.
Yes, they are
Oh,
made.
they're making more clothes. We'll find out what that means. This is
I
the
didn't
Bob and
say
Tom
it.
Show.
Become a Bob and Tom VIP and get your Bob and Tom fix 24/7. Get all the info in the VIP area at bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom. Well-meaning, but
Yeah, they're all messed up.
more than slightly confused.
Mark Allison here with you. Had my mask on. You caught me with my mask on, everybody. I'm socially distancing and I'm filthy, so I got to wear a mask. Hey, I hope you're having a great Monday. We're glad you joined us. By the way, I mentioned Donnie Baker's going to be on the road in Lexington, Kentucky this weekend. Pat Godwin also on the road this weekend at Donnie B's in Springfield, Illinois. And November 20th through the 21st, Pat Godwin will be live at the Flyover in Anderson, Indiana. Some great opportunities to catch two of our favorites, Donnie Baker and Pat Godwin, out on the road live. Make sure you take advantage of it before they're gone. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. America stood at a crossroads the day before Election Day, never before in modern history, facing a choice between two candidates who offered such opposite visions in a time of such great stakes. President Donald Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden were poised today to give their closing arguments as to why each was best fit to steer the nation, confronted with a once-in-a-century pandemic, the starkest economic contraction since the Great Depression, and a citizenry divided on cultural and racial issues. The Justice Department is suing Google for anti-competitive behavior for how it deals with its large rivals and consumers. But owners of small businesses also have beefs about Google for a different reason. Smaller companies say Google tends to give more prominence in its search engine results to companies that spend the most on advertising with the online giant. That means when people search for goods or services online, smaller firms are way down the list and hardly get noticed. And not even the pending arrival of her baby could keep a pregnant Florida woman from doing her civic duty. Election officials in Orange County say a woman showed up at the polls last Tuesday already in labor. Her husband asked for a ballot for his wife, telling workers she was in the car in labor and refusing to go to the hospital until she could vote. A worker went out to give the woman a ballot, check her ID. While doing her Lamaze breathing, the woman filled out the ballot and turned it in before her hubby drove her to an Orlando hospital. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
It's in your brain that he lists, but he doesn't list.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He says me and Mrs.
Nope,
Mrs.
he
Jones.
says Mrs. Jones, plain as day.
He says Mrs.
Mrs.
Jones.
Even when presented with evidence. How are you not a congressman?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's madness. He doesn't.
Trying to piss me off.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
Sex is so prevalent in our society that nobody mentions what happens if you keep having it. You know, that, I think every porno movie should end with Hypatia Lee giving birth to triplets. You know, just as a disclaimer, you know. So everybody knows, you know, what you get, you know. But I'm a stepfather, too. Which I've been for a few years now. And if you're not a step-parent, you know, you don't realize the warmth and rewards that you get for the warm, loving feeling. And it's, I hate you. Okay, here's some more money. You know, you're not like my real dad. You know, that's right. You can find me. You know. Track down your real deadbeat dad and have him pay for these Barbie accessories, you know.
Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a so you know where I'm going.
I recently got married and
attaboy.
Yeah, and my wife changed her name. I know some women have a problem with that, but I wanted her to have my old girlfriend's name.
She must really love you.
Call me old-fashioned, but
hell, you got the tattoo. Why
not? My wife actually got pregnant.
8 o'clock at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee's got a quick forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather, brought to you by CarX. Sunshine 50, clear down to 38, sunny 62 tomorrow, 28 currently.
Thank you very much. Mighty TV 23 tonight, 11:30. It's us. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Do a little shuffle there. Let's go left to right. I see Pat Godwin is up there in the big screen in our room. He's in the other building. We can see him, though. Thanks to Closed Circuit TV. Talk about a handsome man on TV. Of course, I'm talking about...
Who?
Well, me. Thank you kindly.
Ace Cosby. The Ace Cosby joke of the day coming up momentarily.
How about you?
How about you, B. Chick McGee over there?
That's right.
The man sitting in the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick chair. Oh, what would make a great Thanksgiving? How about some jewelry from Steven Singer? I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Cook
yeah.
it in the turkey. They find it. So romantic.
Cook it in the turkey.
Well, then you get some
romantic.
free dental work also.
Well, you got to be aware of what you're eating. You eat like you're in prison.
Coming up, prison news. We have Christy Lee, of course, at the Navy Federal Credit Union news desk. I'm sorry, Christy, something is happening with my computer that's a little disturbing.
That's okay.
You misspoke. It's okay.
Okay.
We all make mistakes. I do it on a daily basis.
Now, you've already voted, right?
I did.
Okay.
But I'm taking my daughter to vote for her very first presidential election today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She can't drive herself.
Yeah. What the hell?
She could, but I think it'd be kind of cool to take her.
Tell her to take a chair. Take one of those portable chairs.
Are you insisting you take her, or?
No, she asked me to. Thank you.
Well, she's not an adult. She can't go.
Yeah, no. I say if you
She's
can't
in
get if you
college. She
can't get
doesn't
there
have
on
a
your own, you
car.
shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's what I say.
Call an Uber.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people.
Don't bother me with your problems.
She's a freshman in college. She can't have a car on campus.
Okay.
But a bike over.
Bike all the way down an hour away.
Can't you fudge the paper so she can get a car?
No, I don't want her to.
Come
have
on, Lori Loughlin, you can do something.
By the way,
I do know the president of the university.
There you
don't I?
go.
Lori's in the Slammer right now.
Yeah, she sure is.
Probably, I don't know what time her tea time is, but
Yeah, no joke.
she'll be going any minute now.
It's just a couple of parents wanting the best
just
for
a caring
child.
mom.
That was my daughter's dream school and didn't get in.
Okay,
Broke
now
her heart.
where were we?
yeah, I'm sure it was-
Okay, Christy Lee is once again at the news. What's going on over there?
3 men had to be rescued by firefighters after they got stuck in a tumble dryer or a dryer in Essex, England. These teens apparently were all believed to be, the men all believed to be in their late teens, were stuck in an industrial-sized dryer at a site in Epping Friday evening. 2 of them had successfully climbed in. The third was trapped. Rescue workers used a variety of heavy equipment to remove the dryer door so that the third guy could free himself.
Did you see the video of this?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that one guy, when he gets up, really has a bounce in his step.
Does he? Man, oh, man.
And miraculously, only one of the guys shrunk.
Oh, okay, that's good, yeah.
How about after the robbery, he likes to snuggle up with his...
He sure does.
Yeah, sure. We got that.
I don't know.
and actually, they were in there so long, they actually found all the socks that go missing in the dryer.
Oh, man. Are they going to have to do time in Tide?
In Tide.
It was a stretch.
No, you should have maintained the list throughout the whole thing.
Well, the sentence was over.
Yeah, the sentence ended.
I heard that they were going to have to do time in Tide. See, that way you get the
Okay.
joke set up.
Oh, you're right. That's a better delivery.
Set up, release,
No, you wash
punchline.
your
There you go.
clothes in Tide. No, I can't wash them out Tide.
Yeah, it's too damn cold. Yeah.
Very good. I like that. Once again, welcome to Joke Autopsy.
Jeez.
What kind of morons?
They're teenage boys. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is not far from something I would have tried.
You would have gotten in a...
I got in a dryer once.
No wonder. Hey, she shrunk. Look at her.
So that explains it.
I'm not joking.
Did they turn it on?
No, they threatened to, but they didn't believe I could fit in it. And I go,
Okay.
I can fit in there.
How drunk were you?
I wasn't drunk. I was a kid. We had a laundromat at the trailer park where I grew up. It was very nice. We used to have those little laundry basket races. You know,
Christy, quit bragging, okay? Jeez.
Hey, what's your policy? What was your policy? Because the first apartment I had when I moved here, there was a washer and dryer, but it was downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And weirdly enough, Godwin years later lived in the same building. Yeah, I was there. But so you'd have to go downstairs with your laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so if you'd go down there and there was someone's stuff wet in the washing machine, then you go back an hour later, it was still there. Was your policy take it out?
Yes.
It was.
Put it on
Yes.
the... Yeah,
Put it on top of
never
the
had
washing
that
machine.
problem.
That was my policy.
Everyone knows that.
You wouldn't even put it in the dryer for them?
Well, no, it was a pay.
It cost money.
You had to shove the quarters into the thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but we had our own washer dryer in the trailer. We never had to use the laundromat for its purpose.
Well, you can't.
So, Willie, so you're going to take the guy's laundry out, put it in there, and shove in $4?
Yes, because I have had my wet laundry taken out and just sitting on the floor of the
You
laundry.
should have been on top of it.
Who was your servant last year?
You should have been on top. Yes.
There is a certain amount of, you need to be delicate. You need to be kind, because when it happens to you, you're going to get angry.
No, you're not being kind by leaving your wet clothes in the washer.
For 2 hours.
I have had someone take my clothes out while the cycle was still going.
Well, okay, that's unacceptable.
That is unacceptable.
I only do that if they're panties.
Okay.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, you got to
right.
get your
How
kicks.
did you have a washer and dryer in the trailer?
We had a
Wouldn't
stackable.
it tip over?
No, we had a stackable.
Oh, well, your
Closet.
majesty.
It'd be too heavy for the trailer. It'd tip over.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
that
had
wasn't
a
the
little
wash.
stackable.
So not only did you crawl inside a dryer, it was one of those little mini ones?
No. This was in the laundromat. We did have a laundromat in the clubhouse of our trailer park.
There was a clubhouse?
Yeah, we had a pool. It was nice. Very nice. Brand new.
I used to really like going to the laundromat.
Really?
Yeah.
I hated it.
I hated
Going
it
to Petoskey.
Michigan. Watched
of course.
The first and only time I ever watched the show, The Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
I was at the laundromat.
What a great story.
It is
right,
a good show.
guys?
Very witty.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it was a good. That's fun.
A great story.
You should watch The Golden Girls. It's quite fun.
22% of the time is just BR staring.
Oh, she's got a slow burn to rival the best of them.
I agree.
Well, now, didn't you?
I don't know about you and your penis, and then she'll stare.
Oh, that's one of the great lines of
Jim
television.
McGee, I know you well enough to know that you kind of had a sort of a love affair with
I don't know if
laundromats.
love affair, but it was romanticized. We used to take our family vacations in the summertime. We'd go to different cities and visit different laundromats. That's right. What? Do you think Christy's life sounded nice?
Did you actually do laundry, or did you just go there to look at them?
Well, of course. We do the laundry.
Oh, I didn't know.
When in Rome.
So did you take laundry with you that was dirty when you did your first time?
No, we went to whatever town it was and knocked on people's doors. You got any dirty laundry? We'd give them to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing a color cycle. You guys got anything?
Yeah. Any whites? Sorry.
Yeah. Depending on the town, that's all
white.
issue.
Oh, boy. Okay. Hey.
Now, Josh, you have your own washer and dryer now.
Of course, yeah.
Why are you saying it like
Anything
that?
in there right now?
No. I do laundry once a week. I have a week.
Every day.
Yeah, I know you do.
Right now, I've got some wet towels.
I caught all up yesterday.
When I get home,
very
I'll
excited.
put them in the dryer.
Carbon footprint is.
Oh my God! Can you imagine the energy?
All bunions.
The energy he's wasting washing that ugly ass shirt.
Yeah. Well, in any event,
Every morning you start your washer.
Sickness?
Pretty much.
It is a sickness.
It is.
It's absolutely. Anybody who does anything like that often, it's a sickness.
And I do not like having dirty dishes.
Well, who does?
No, so I will fill it halfway and go, start.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't.
Oh, I don't do that.
My sister's the exact opposite. She does this dishes like once every month.
Oh, man.
Well, I've got everything crammed in there, so it'll come out nice and dirty.
I don't do that.
My dishes are virtually spotless when I put them in the dishwasher.
I do that, too.
I kind of do that, too. But.
Yeah.
For me, you clean them and then you put them in, and the dishwasher takes care of the microbes.
Right.
But I've been windbagged. Apparently that
I'm telling you,
contemporary dishwashers, you're supposed to have some.
Everything.
Food on them for some reason.
It's like your freezer is colder with food in it. It's the same thing with
Seriously?
a dishwasher, I guess.
Simply don't buy
I'm just telling
the
you.
dirty dishes in the dishwasher.
We've been windbagged repeatedly
Make it
about
work better. It
Nobody
clogs
knows
it. It clogs
if
it
you
up.
guys are buying it or not. It's a fact.
No, it's not a fact. It's a lie.
In monitors, I believe the soil level is what it's called.
The what?
The soil level. And so kind of the more stuff down there, the more power it's going to put
No,
out.
it's simply, they don't do that. You can
And
windbag
I've
me all
tried
day.
that, and the dishes are not completely
Exactly.
clean.
They're not clean.
So we
you
could
do
have
little
we
experiments?
could have Steve Kenmore.
That's right.
Send us an email.
Yes.
And said, Josh, it does. The cleaner your dishes, it depends on how dirty they are to start with. Don't clean them off before you put them in the
Get out of here, Kenmore.
Now,
Oh, that's his name. What am I saying? It's not Steve. It's Ken.
I have a letter from a
Ken Moore.
windbagger.
Oh.
When Chick would do his tours of laundromats, did he ever stop in one in Dayton, Ohio called Astro Village? The laundromat had a space race NASA theme.
Oh, you missed a good one.
No. I lived over a laundromat in Fairborn, Ohio, on I think it was Airport Road. I can't remember.
It always smelled like nice fresh
Got a little hot up there?
A lot of
You know, it's a nice place when it's Airport Road.
Frontage.
Oh, boy.
Well,
There's no bars on those windows.
No, of course not.
Check cashing places.
I didn't live in Hillbilly, Missouri, but, you know, I made the best of a bad situation.
Hey, we may have had signs in my town with, so-and-so turn back or whatever.
When the lights go on.
If you're this color.
Hey.
A little rough.
Hey.
Okay, well, good luck voting with your daughter. Are you going to tell her who to vote for?
No.
Okay.
Of course not.
So now you're going to drop her there and then leave and then come back?
No, I'm just going to, believe me.
You're going to take her hand, you're going to put her on one of those leashes and walk her through
what a
the
toddler.
God.
So where you vote, it's
What
like
a
Mayberry.
baby.
There's like 4 people there.
Grow up, Sophie.
Who's she voting for, Elmo? What a
They were
child.
not very, I don't know how busy busy it will be today, but it's on a nice square. I can sit outside and have a cup of coffee.
You're a nice
booze. It'll be booze.
Oh, jeez.
Cup of coffee. Who are you kidding? White Claw looks like coffee. Get a coffee cup.
That's a fun thing.
How about an Irish cup?
Nobody
Irish
asks what's
coffee.
in a Starbucks cup, baby.
Irish it up, baby.
Yeah.
Mommy, can I go vote? Yes, honey. What are you, Grey Gardens? That's what's going to happen next. You and Sophie living together with possums in your kitchen. You wait and see.
Oh, it won't be Sophie. It'll be the other one.
Josh, you haven't voted yet?
No, I'm going on election day when no one will be there.
That's what I kept thinking about.
Really, you said I was in line for hours and 11 by time. You were in line for how long?
I was there for hours.
And everybody was spaced out. Let me ask you this in all truth. Did anybody talk politics?
Oh, no, of course not.
I thought it was amazing. Not a single word. One guy came up to me and he said, "Who are you going to vote for?" And I said, "Look, that's between me and the guy that paid me to vote for him."
That's a great job.
I swear to God, though, I should get some kind of citizenship award. There was a guy behind me. There was a guy behind
citizenship?
me. What did I say?
Are you trying to? Are you bothering people?
Right.
Are you bothering
No, I
people
did
in
not,
line
no.
while they're voting?
No, there was a guy behind
Get
me.
Get out of here, Griswold.
Had on the worst cologne, and we were outside with a breeze. And I don't know what this was like. Oh, to ass. And I did, depending on whether, because the line kept shifting around. Then, oh God,
boy. So why would you get the award? Did you douse him with water? Or?
No, because I didn't. Oh, I didn't leave.
Oh,
I did. At one point, I did turn to him and I said, "You know, you could make a lot of money if you pulled up here in a food truck. We've been standing here with and they should put some
that's a conversation
portalets here." I almost did a straight ticket because I had to pee so bad. Well, I wasn't going to do a straight ticket, but God, do I have to go?
Oh, gosh, there are a lot of judges.
Sorry, Governor, I had to pee.
Well, how do you start a conversation when you're in line waiting to vote with some poor guy behind you?
No, all I said
how you doing?
At one point was,
they should really use a food truck here.
I thought maybe if I spoke to him, he'd get farther away from me so I wouldn't smell how bad he was.
Well, no matter how you vote, everybody can appreciate veterans, of course.
That's right, Josh. There are lots of ways businesses like to show their appreciation to veterans on Veterans Day. But it's a great day to get free food, see a free movie. But you know what? Navy Federal Credit Union, to them, every day is Veterans Day.
That's right. Navy Federal likes to show their appreciation by saying thank you in a meaningful way. They're inspired by their members' service. They make it their mission to understand the unique needs of veterans, to offer resources, products, and services that will help their members every step of the way.
For example, they offer low APR credit cards, market-leading savings rates, and 24/7 customer service and support. They have partnerships with Veterans Employment Assistance Programs and resources like Best Careers After Service and Best Cities After Service.
And if you're a veteran, not just of the Navy, but my gosh, any branch of the military, who would like to join a credit union that puts you and your needs first? Please visit NavyFederal.org/veterans or check out #GratitudeMission.
At Navy Federal, our members are the mission.
Insured by the NCUA, value claim based on Navy Federal's 2019 member give-back study.
Breathe. Well, that's it?
That's it.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you, Navy Federal Credit Union.
No, that's Chick. When I was waiting in line to vote, I did talk to one guy.
Poor guy.
Of course you did.
I was just about at the end of the line. I said, "Hey, by the way, who's running?" See, but maybe that. Never mind. Be right back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom.
For your information, these are two of the worst kids I have ever encountered in my life, and I worked the state fair.
We were stupid before stupid was cool.
Hey, speaking of stupid and being cool, I'm Mark Allison. You know what you call a gathering of podcasts from Bob and Tom? That's right, funny. We have 3 podcasts. The Bob and Tom Show Extra Podcast, the Josh Arnold Podcast, That Josh Arnold Podcast, and the Bits and Pieces Podcast. A dive into the archives. That's with Willie and Jessica and Jess. Just go to bobandtom.com/podcasts, and you can find them all sitting there waiting for you. That's right, Bob and Tom Show podcasts. They're free and waiting just for you at bobandtom.com/podcasts. Just wait till the show's over, won't you?
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. After a historic season, winter is coming to the drive-in. Summer and early fall have seen the old drive-in transformed. It has hosted concerts and comedy shows, business conferences, Sunday services, graduations, even weddings. But with temperatures dropping, even some snow flurries falling in the northern half of the country, one of the pandemic's few bright spots is running low on time. Many drive-ins are staying open well beyond normal closing, and they're selling a lot of hot chocolate. 50 years ago, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice could not get any theaters to put on a production of Jesus Christ Superstar, so they released the cast album anyway to generate interest. Lloyd Webber has done the same thing now with his latest musical, Cinderella. The pandemic forced him to put rehearsals on hold. He says the irony of his having to release a cast album before staging the musical a second time is not lost on him. Lloyd Webber says if all goes well, he hopes to open Cinderella next spring in London. And it's back. That's good news for you fans of McRib. McDonald's is bringing back its barbecue sauce slathered pork sandwich next month. It's the first time in 8 years it will offer the item nationally. The McRib was introduced nearly 40 years ago and has developed a cult following. McDonald's says McRib will be available for a limited time and won't say when it will disappear again. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is Tom. God knows I'm not perfect. I guess I can be difficult and maybe a little demanding. Oh, sure, some might say tyrannical, but I don't get it. I try to be a nice guy, but it seems everybody's pissed at me. My friends are pissed, my partner's pissed, my mother's pissed, my lawyer's pissed, my waiter's pissed, my dog is pissed. Everybody's pissed at me. My baker's pissed, my family's pissed, my plumber's pissed, my fisher pissed, my barber's pissed, my brother's pissed.
It is very plain to see.
Everybody's pissed at me.
I think we can all agree.
Everybody's pissed at me.
Tom, you are an evil bastard. We're all pissed at you today.
I am sick of all your bitching. Here's a check. Go away.
Your boss is pissed, your kids are pissed, your neighbor's pissed, your sister's pissed. We'll bet even God is pissed.
Everybody's pissed at me. When I wrote my pissed off list, I'm sure there's someone that I missed, and that will probably make them pissed.
It is very plain to see.
Everybody's pissed at me.
I think we can all agree.
Everybody's pissed at me.
Very justifiably.
Everybody's pissed at
your friends are pissed, your partner's pissed, your mother's pissed, your lawyer's pissed, your waiter's pissed, your dog is pissed.
Everybody's pissed at me.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Also joining us in the studio, comedian John Bazaar.
Well, I find that now that I need a woman, integrity, strength.
On at Q95, it's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy has the forecast.
Q95, Fox 59 weather, brought to you by CarX. Sunshine and 50 today. Clear skies, not as cold, down to 38. And then a beautiful day tomorrow with sunshine and 62. Right now.
And your shot at some serious cash will be coming up again today on Q95, so pay close attention. In fact, it'll be coming up multiple times. I'll also remind you tonight, Mindy TV 23.
A murder mystery begins.
At 11:30, it's Bob and Tom Tonight. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. In the big room, Ace, Chick. Josh is right over there. I can see him at the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick desk and chair.
Hi there.
Christy Lee's right over there. Jess Hooker is in the other room. Oh, looking very businesslike. Job interview today?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed I get this one.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wait a second.
Zingo.
This is Tom speaking. That's Willie G. Patty G in the next room. We're going to play a new song for Jess here in a matter of moments.
All right.
We have to, have you voted?
I'm voting tomorrow.
You and Josh. So
That's crazy.
See, and this in every state. So in some states they have early voting, and others they don't. But
Yeah.
I waited in line for more than 2 hours. Willie waited for more than 4.
Wow.
Yeah, but now I know exactly how to do it. So on Tuesday when I vote again,
Oh, you are an Illinois resident.
no, yeah, I vote Indiana. I go all, yeah.
There you go.
Now, Christy, of course, votes in Mayberry.
Yep.
Was Sheriff
5
Taylor
minutes.
there when you went in?
5 minutes in and out.
Okay.
Didn't see Sheriff Taylor. There was a sheriff's car sitting out front with a guy in it. I'm assuming he's a sheriff.
Telling people who to vote for.
Did you
No,
guys
he
have,
didn't
you have
say
the,
a word.
the puncture the thing?
No.
Oh, no?
The one we had was...
Push button. They put a card in and you push buttons.
Yeah.
Is that what you had?
Yeah. And then this thing comes out. You put your thing in,
helped you?
slides in.
There had
and
to
it
be a
slides
team.
out.
There had to be a team of men helping you.
No, they help everybody because... when
Yeah,
you-
the guy does it
Here
for
we go.
you.
He didn't say they didn't help him. He said they helped everybody.
No, after you get out, they go, don't put it in the envelope. And you take it up to this booth. And then
Oh, yours was totally different.
It's different everywhere.
We have to see who you voted for and whether it goes into this box or that trash.
You know, there's a lady with a piece of chalk on her finger.
Really? Because they just gave me the guy. I showed him my ID. They gave me a card. I handed it to the guy. He put it in the machine. I hit all the buttons. He came out, took the
No,
card.
ours is different. It's different
Can
everywhere.
I drive to your area? Christy, can I drive to where you
No,
are?
because you're not registered in my county.
That's pre-voting. You didn't really vote, though. You did it wrong.
Let's just stir up fears. And
I don't care. My vote doesn't
it's
matter.
very fashionable to stir
my
up
vote
fear.
doesn't matter. Said Christy.
Wow. Nobody matter. I don't matter.
Man, the suffragette women are rolling in their graves.
Poor
Of course
Christy.
it matters. That's why I went. That's why I'm taking my 18-year-old.
Of course, that's a fun thing.
Get an Uber.
Excited.
We're teasing you about coddling her, but of course it's a
No,
wonderful...
it's a big deal.
Yeah, for her.
She asked me to do that.
Good.
Mommy, will you take me to
Bonding moment.
I wish someone
say
would
it
have
that way.
called me before they went to the polls. I was telling my dad last week, I go, yeah, I might go today. And he goes, yeah, maybe I'll think about that. And I go, well, if you do, just give me a call. We could go vote together.
We go vote together.
And then he calls me and he goes, well, guess what? I go, what? He goes, had to wait for 2 hours just to vote.
and you're
Didn't
thinking,
even
hey,
call
didn't we have a
Willie?
plan?
No, it was...
Do you know what the punchline would have been? Yeah, Sam and I waited for 2 hours.
Well, no, he likes to make phone calls.
I
And you
found-
guys know my dad, so if he had to wait in line for 2 hours making phone calls, that's about 1.5 phone calls for him.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was on the phone with Potasnik for a full hour.
Oh, God.
He was just prepping me for any germs that might be in the way.
I bet,
You know, what happened was, see, every state's different and every county is different all over the country.
Correct.
And I found out there was this place you could go and it would tell you the pre-voting places where I am. There are like 5 or 6 places, whatever, and it tells you
always got that.
how long the wait is.
Yes.
And one of them was at 5 hours, one was 3, then one's at 57 minutes. I'm in. I got in the car, drove to the other side of town, and
No, by the time you got there,
Yeah.
57 minutes.
It's like you texting us telling us there's a deer in the parking lot.
Exactly.
It doesn't hold.
It's going to
up.
change. Everybody else saw that, and
can't
everybody
wait.
else
If there
drove
is
there.
the power of prayer, that deer is going to hit Chick's car one morning, and he's going to go, why didn't you tell me?
What a good friend.
He's out there right now. I told you, I just took a leak out there, and the deer is staring at me.
So what?
Could get someone, a hunter to come over here and thin the herd.
You can't do that right now.
Well, you know, there are too many deer.
Hey,
Okay?
fell in my right-
And let's get rid of these things.
Oh, my goodness.
Tom, can we have an election cake? Can we bring back the election cake?
Well,
There
the
was
thing-
an election cake?
The problem is we're not going to know what day we can cut it. The way things are going.
So
the way
when
things are going to be
when
cutting
we
it
cut
sometime
into
in
it,
January.
will it be red or blue, and that's how we would be pick a president?
Little reveal cake.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you ever have an election cake as a kid?
No, I've never heard this before.
I think it was like, it has not been around for a long, long time.
When I
What's
was a
the
kid,
purpose of an election cake?
what's the purpose of it? I have no idea.
You just had cake on election day?
That's right.
We did not. When I was a kid, my parents voted at my elementary school. And so it was super cool in one way because the gym was closed for the day.
Same here.
And you
But-
got to see your parents at school.
Yeah, and if
Mummy,
it was just so, and they had the stand-up booths where they would close the curtain.
Yes.
We were always fascinated as
with the
kids. What
levers. I got to do that once with the levers. Did you ever? You got to do it like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
One time.
Like a slot machine, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Well, you click
something-
all these
It
things?
might as well be
Josh, you would click
because
these
somehow
things,
I always lose.
and then you'd pull the handle, and it would register all the clicks that you made. It was cool. It was really.
Do you know, and without revealing anything, do you know how many times you have voted for the losing president versus the winning?
Me?
I'm just over 500.
I have no idea.
Really?
And I
keep track.
I have voted for presidents of both parties over the years.
Yeah.
And I sat down the other day and did a little list of the ones I voted for. And
Boy, you have a lot of time on your hands.
well, I was in line for 2.5 hours. I thought I'd
You're
go over
McGovern
the history of politics.
Interesting.
Now, we do have
I
Christy
guess
Lee.
Election Day cakes are a spice cake.
Yeah, they're lively.
Lively.
Unlike this discussion. Let's see now.
Farmer's Almanac has a recipe for it.
Then good. Why don't you write that down?
You're the one who mentioned it.
Yes.
No, I brought it up.
No one's ever heard of it. It's a complete fallacy.
Oh, so that means it never existed. That's right.
Well, not apparently it only existed in
Back in colonial
Create
times.
some Robert Penwarren.
Back in colonial times, the Election Day cake was quite popular.
Exactly.
Josh.
See?
Yes.
I'll make
Forgotten
a spice
tradition.
cake tomorrow for you guys.
Okay.
I like
there you
Christy's
go.
idea that it's sort of like a gender reveal. You cut in
Yeah.
the color, and then obviously it's red or blue. Red velvet cake. What's the blue cake? Is there a blueberry cake? Is
Or you
there...
could just dye it.
No, this year, no matter what happens, it'll be a brown cake.
Yeah. We'll just set the cake on fire.
It'll just taste like a lot of feces.
This is great. Unlike today, Election Day was treated as a party with people gathering from all over. Food and booze flowed.
Well-
Indeed, election cakes were a boozy affair
That's what was easier to fix the election.
with lots of alcohol, soaked fruits and spices.
Hey, the Billingsley's are drunk. Swap the ballots
Yeah.
out.
They don't sell alcohol on Election Day, do they?
They do now.
No, they do.
They used to not.
No, the only cocktails this election day will be Molotov.
Election night.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it used to be you couldn't drink until after 6 on Election Day, but they kind of got rid of that.
I'm probably going to start drinking about 10:15 a.m. on Election Day. Get off work.
Well, everybody will be all right.
Now,
Just take deep breaths.
Christy, what else is happening at the news that we've missed?
Well, a man in the UK has been sentenced to prison after selling penguins on Facebook.
How did we miss out on the penguin sale?
I want to buy a penguin.
Wow, that Facebook marketplace, they've got everything.
Yeah.
They certainly do.
Look, I'm going to buy the penguin, but you have to deliver it.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta
Bradley
deliver.
Tomes broke into the Lakes Safari Zoo, where he had previously worked in the aviary, and stole 2 Humboldt penguins. The 25-year-old was arrested after an animal collector who bought the penguins. What would you pay for a couple of penguins?
2 penguins? I'd pay $10,000.
Anybody else?
$800, $400 apiece.
$11,600.
That was pretty close. with
No,
that.
for both of them, for the
No,
set.
Thank you.
He contacted a veterinarian because the animals were in poor health. Tomes has pleaded with the buyer not to report the incident to police, but when he went to the buyer's house with the refund, he was taken into custody by waiting police officers. He was sentenced Friday to 32 months in prison.
Wow.
Wow.
Remember what Bugs Bunny always said.
All right. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's to see a penguin cry.
Penguins is practically chickens, and I hates to see chickens cry so much that I has to put them out of their misery.
Pardon me, Mac, but rabbits is bigger than penguins.
So they are, and I love rabbits too.
He really turns.
That's poor guy.
I mean, 32 months in prison for 2 penguins?
Stole 2 penguins out of a zoo.
If he'd kidnapped 2 kids, it wouldn't have been that much prison time.
Well, I think we've learned a lesson then. If you're going to kidnap something,
make it a kid.
Yeah, go with children.
Don't try to resell those on Facebook Marketplace.
Is it true, or is it an animal urban legend that penguins mate for life?
No, it's true.
No, do cellmates?
I've not been in prison. I don't
Many
know.
people are fans of penguins or think of penguins as their favorite animal.
Yes.
It's only natural to want to own a penguin. However, owning a penguin is a little more complex than owning a family dog. If you have a penguin, be thinking about you'll need a constant supply of fish and maybe vitamin supplements.
Okay.
Big pool.
Penguins need a habitat,
Yes.
vegetation, enrichment, temperature control, large deep pool, clean salt water.
This says that the guy he sold them to illegally thought the birds were sick, so he called
The vet.
He called the authorities.
Yeah, he called the vet, and then the vet called police.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture. This one penguin looks like it's got one of those tuxedo T-shirts on, not a real tux.
Oh, that's an ill penguin. Yeah,
that'll show. Do you suppose penguins talk like Maxwell Smart?
I hope so.
I have no idea why
You mean
he
like
even
Tennessee
said that.
tuxedo?
Tennessee tuxedo.
Oh, because he was the voice of Tennessee.
Now, when you were little, did you? Because I remember seeing penguin videos and movies. I thought that penguins were the same size as humans.
No, I never thought that.
I didn't realize they were little tiny. I thought they were like 6'2".
What? No.
Yeah, because they had the tuxes on. They looked so cool.
But we've since learned that there were prehistoric penguins that weren't as tall as a man.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
With amazingly strong jaws and huge teeth.
Wow, very scary. Well, now we were talking about some sad news out of Hollywood over the weekend. Actually, the news came from the Bahamas, the home of the great Sean Connery.
Yes.
And
he's
sadly,
in the Bahamas in the sky.
Mr. Connery is gone. But no,
Yeah, great guy.
Patty G told us a great story about meeting Sean Connery.
Yeah, it was a fun week.
In London.
Very exciting seeing him there. Very debonair.
Yeah.
It was surreal, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, Jess. Did you ever see all the James Bond movies?
Not one.
Do you find him to be a sexy man, even in his older
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Seems like he's right up your alley.
Well, if you've never seen any of the Sean Connery James Bond movies, this song will be relatively meaningless to you.
Yeah, she was adamant. Not a one.
several references to the classic James Bond.
Performance will
Turn
make
your
for
mic on
that.
Sean Connery of Scott, if you will.
Okay.
And a very active. He was for the separation of Scotland and having their own nation, and
very proud Scott.
Yeah, and kept the accent no matter what movie he was in. I love that.
Yeah.
But Pat did meet him. In a very personal way when Pat was lifting weights and almost choking to death. And
You may want to pick a weight more suitable to your size.
and Mr. Connery saved Pat's life. But Pat is your friend. Did we decide on his name yet?
Last name Richie.
Yes.
First name Mabalzar.
I mean, it's gotten worse.
Mabalzar Richie.
We're not even trying now.
Totally distracting from the joke. Nothing about that says Scotland.
Boy, oh boy, where'd you find that? The rejected by Dick Hitswater file?
How about something stupid like Seymour Kilt?
All right.
Maybe something dumb.
All right, my name is Seymour Kilt.
Seymour Kilt. Let's go with that. But I really was hoping to play this for just. You'll get none of these jokes.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
Do you want me to sing it for you now?
No, I want you to just sit there.
Oh, jeez.
Song about Sean Connery, a little tribute. I hope you enjoy it. Because he was the best James Bond by far. Played thieves, cops, and kings. He was even the voice of a dragon once. Darby O'Gill, you heard him sing. He spoke all his roles the same. Be it Robin Hood or Irish gent. Hell, he was a Russian U-boat commander once with a lisping Scottish accent. He couldn't say certain S words when he was on TV. If he said CITY, for example, it would have offended the FCC. For me, he would always be the only 007. And there will be pussy galore when he arrives in heaven. Better not stir his martini, or he'll get quite ornery. He was Bond, James Bond. Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
That's great.
All right. Very nice.
Not to take anything away from the song. Dear complete dumbasses.
Oh, God.
The Russians did not have U-boats. The Germans did. I know it's slightly
That's their
more
gripe about it?
I know it's slightly more complicated than knowing there weren't tadpoles in your gutter, but Jesus.
What did I have to do with it?
No, thank you very much. That's great, Pat. Thank you very much. What was it again? Seymour Kilt? Okay. Or See Less Kilt? I don't know. Christy, give me the teaser, please.
We have a platypus in the news. We have a Madagascar chameleon. We have T-shirts made from crab shells. That'll be comfortable.
Smells good.
And airbirds in the news.
Wait a minute. As opposed to ground birds?
Yes.
Airbirds?
I mean, all birds. I'm sorry. All birds. Yeah, airbirds. You're right.
That's the funniest thing we did all morning.
Well, I mean, technically, penguins aren't airbirds.
True.
They're not.
Yeah, true.
So, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
all birds. I apologize. I was thinking something else.
All right. Now, we also have coming up, I believe, are we going to talk to Reno Collier, comedian, today? I bet he's got a big James Bond. He strikes me as being a big James Bond fan.
Oh, sure.
I'm hoping he doesn't like the Roger Moore era. If so, we'll have to eliminate him from our roster. I want to remind you that our friends at Roman... what is Roman? Well, Roman is a pharmaceutical distributor, and among other things, they distribute those ED pharmaceuticals you've been hearing about for years. So if you've lost your mojo, if something's going on, you maybe want to get a little assist there. Well, you could be a candidate for some of these. How do you find out? Well, you don't have to go to your family doctor and get embarrassed. With Roman, you are hooked up with a healthcare professional. You can do the whole thing on your phone, online, or with your laptop and get that free online evaluation with a healthcare professional. It's that easy. And if the medication is indeed appropriate for you, Roman will ship it to you with their famous free 2-day shipping. Josh, that costs how much?
It's free.
Right. The whole process, very straightforward, discreet. How about that free healthcare discussion with a medical professional?
That is free.
That is free also. Thank you very much. Erectile dysfunction, tough to deal with? Not anymore. Roman. Go to GetRoman.com/wood right now. If approved, a special $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Don't forget the free 2-day shipping. GetRoman.com/wood. That's GetRoman.com/wood. $15 off. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show sent you. GetRoman.com/wood. Coming up, clothing made of seashells. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules. Or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm warning you, don't do that.
There's laughter ahead.
I should be having a better time if this is a party.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good news for all of you folks wanting to hear today's show again, or maybe you've missed part of it and you're wondering, hey, I wonder what I missed. Well, you can find out. Today, we'll replay the show all day, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's Bob and Tom's All-Day Replay, hosted by Christopher, 10 a.m. Pacific, for those of you on the West Coast. we will play Bob and Tom back to back right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Christopher will be your host. I think I've explained it all. And now, more of the Bob and Tom Show after this.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-0 after turning a 17-7 halftime deficit, 28-24 win over the Ravens. In Baltimore yesterday, Ben Roethlisberger, a pair of second-half touchdown passes to help the Steelers remain the NFL's only unbeaten team. Russell Wilson, 2 of his 4 touchdown passes to DK Metcalf, and the Seahawks rebound from their first loss of the season, a 37-27 win over the San Francisco 49ers in Seattle. And Cam Newton fumbled in the red zone with 31 seconds remaining to secure the Bills' 24-21 win over the Patriots in Orchard Park. Other winners yesterday in the NFL: Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Miami, Minnesota, Denver, and Philly. And the Saints win in overtime, beating Chicago 26-23. Clemson remains number 1 in the AP college football poll, but just by a little bit. Trevor Lawrence's absence because of COVID and the Tigers' narrow win over Boston College created a divide among the 62 sports writers and broadcasters on the voting panel. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, gang, it's Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Hey, Babe, how are you?
Hey, I heard the White Sox hired some old-timer to manage him, Dad.
Yeah.
He'd better pray they don't go extra innings, hell, he might miss his bedtime. Yeah, good luck chasing dames, making sure they don't see your bedpan there, LaRussa. Say, Tony, why don't you hop in the breezer? I'll leave the turn signal on for you.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
As I continue to work, with these people and certain occasions will come up, like Shatner, of course, I've been doing for many, many years. And so now there's another level of our relationship where
8:45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
I hope you're paying attention and keep doing so. Lots of action coming up on Q95. There you go. Thank you. Tonight, it's Bob and Tom tonight. My Indy TV 23 at 11:30. So hope you can join us. And as I said earlier, be sure to keep listening for that mellifluous voice to inform you that you are the proud possible winner of serious money. Does that make sense? Okay, good. You're welcome. Now, I got to tell you about Josh's podcast here in a second.
Oh.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Anybody sense it? Can you feel it?
I smell it.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
Oh, I can dig it.
Of course, I'm talking about the Ace Cosby joke of the day coming up momentarily.
Smell it.
There's Chick, there's Christy, I'm Tom, that's Willie, there's Jess, and that's Pat Godwin in the next room. Ladies and gentlemen, he's had all weekend ciphering,
Oh, boy.
Plotting, graphing,
scheming,
charting out. Some call them jokes, others call them just observations about contemporary culture. It's our engineer, Ace Cosby.
I invented a car that moves only
when the driver's silent.
Wow.
It goes without saying.
Oh, my goodness.
You guys are laughing like lunatics. Are you listening to a different show?
Every part of that is right up my
You
alley.
loved it, huh?
Perfect.
Okay.
I invented a car. Funny thing to say.
Nicely done, Ace. All weekend to rehearse. Perfect. You got it right.
Nailed
okay.
it.
In a more mundane topic, we were talking about this, and I did a little bit of research. Morgan Brashear is a scientist with Procter & Gamble. He says, believe it or not, it's actually more beneficial to not rinse your dishes before putting them into a contemporary dishwasher.
Talked about that an hour
All right, well, he
ago.
offered, believe it or not, I choose to not believe it.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
it involves, as Willie said, sensors inside the machines figuring out how long to run a cycle.
I'm not convinced my dishwasher has that.
Or maybe you have a lesser dishwasher.
I might.
That's a shame, really.
All I know is that when I do my dishes, they're clean.
Yeah.
So you think they are.
Now, how long do you wait between loads? Because you're living by yourself. So I assume you're.
I know how long I wait.
I assume you're.
How long you wait before you dump a load in? Huh?
I'm assuming your average meal, probably 2 or 3 dishes, a glass or 2. Do you let those sit in the dishwasher for a week or?
I will wait until the dishwasher is not crammed but full, and I will. I do the dishes every day. Whatever I use, I just clean and then I put in the dishwasher. And
then once a week, you have a little celebration.
No.
And
I would say I do the dishes every 2 to 3 days.
Do you use the packet or do you use the powder or the liquid?
I use a pod that has liquid and powder.
Oh, that's very exciting.
And then I use.
Is that the one that looks like a candy bar?
It looks like
like an almond
a little
joy?
square type.
It has a little pink ball on it.
No, it's got different colors.
I mean, I assume that when they do that, they have to dye those chemicals.
Can I ask a question?
Do you suppose they do
What
that?
are we talking about?
They did a study and they found out that
Is this happening?
people are going to use these more often if they look colorful.
They're aesthetically pleasing.
Even though kids
they're
are going to chew
mostly
on them.
powder, but the little bit of liquid.
I'm sorry, Chick.
my God.
Back to you. Of course, you're a dishwasher chick, mostly glasses.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, jeez.
I like to wash my bottles, too. Keep a tidy house. Wash everything up.
That's a complete...
The aluminum cans go on the top.
Total fabrication.
Right. You don't know. Working with you, would you drink? I think so.
Do you like beer out of a can, Chick?
Why don't you talk about your dishwasher?
Oh, you want to hear more?
Yeah, I want to hear more about it.
Are you asking Chick if he likes it in the can?
No,
please.
I'm just trying to think.
Congratulations, that joke's been told 5,000 times. Liking it in
I feel
the can.
like I might be part of a minority that enjoys a cold can of beer.
I think you are.
I think you are. I like a bottle.
You like that nice metallic taste, do you?
There's something about it. I mean, I just really like the can of beer.
I like Bud Light better in a bottle. I'm sorry, in a can. But I like Miller High Life better in a bottle.
Well, how about that?
Does that make any sense?
No.
So that's why yesterday.
like a true
So that's why yesterday I had to go over to your house to get 1 can of beer for this bread we're making, and you gave me a can of Miller Lite.
Yeah. I got a can of Miller Lite.
Where did it go wrong? I don't understand.
Well, Willie's saying he prefers it in the bottle, but in this case, it was a can of Miller Lite.
No, yeah. I like Miller
High Life is different than Miller Lite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is.
Got a request. I want a little something here.
Chick's going to lose
Chick's losing his mind. Here's a little something for you. This is, we had
Going back with more.
huge argument about a certain song, whether or not there was a lisp in it, but in this one, here we go. Just listen to this. Just listen to this.
Okay, all right,
Please,
all
okay.
right.
Oh, yeah, this of that.
That did.
I don't hear a
Now,
list.
what does that have to do with Billy Paul not lisping during me and Mrs. Jones?
I just want to say that is quite clearly a lisp, and I want to thank all of our listeners for helping with that.
Well, of course, we played that.
Okay, well, Christy, it's now time to go back to you. By the way, we have another...
It's time to go back to you, but now I realize if you're talking, I can't. So now
This may make you feel better. Okay. In your song that was about Sean Connery, you mentioned a U-boat.
It was a mistake, yeah.
And because it was someone said,
It's fine.
U-boat is German. Technically, U-boat stands for undersea boat. So technically, all submarines are U-boats.
There you go. See?
Even though it's really associated with the Germans. So if
yeah,
that
the
makes you
Germans are they're the only ones who use that.
feel any better. Okay, let's get back to Christy Lee. What have you got?
Okay.
Well, speaking of boats, scientists have used a 3D printer to create the world's smallest boat. The microscopic vessel.
Oh my God!
I can't. What a day!
Oh my God!
Smallest
All right.
boat.
What is the opposite?
It's right here.
What is the opposite of a yacht?
This?
A yiddle?
A microscopic vessel measures just 30, making it so small it could sail down a human hair. It was created as part of research into possible designs for vehicles that could be used inside the human body for applications such as distributing medical treatments.
Why, they want a fantastic voyage us?
Yeah, like the Dennis Quaid movie. What
Inner
was that?
Space?
That, yes.
I mean, you think it's...
What about Inner Space? Yeah, that's a good movie. You see that?
Martin Short, Dennis Quaid, sure.
Yeah, I love that
So this is a
movie.
really, really tiny boat.
Yeah,
huh?
a little tiny boat.
You think it was tough finding a little
Man in the
man on the
boat?
boat and that third date, Josh? Now, wow! I know you're a thorough and generous lover, but 3 micron, whatever those are, that is going to be
Never been tough for me.
That is going to be work.
Oh man, in the boat.
So that's interesting. So
Is it?
someday they're going to have little boats inside us? You don't think that's cool?
What? Who's going to unload them when they get inside?
I don't want to live my life as an It's a Small World ride.
This guy who made this said, "At last, someone is talking about this. Someone obviously
No,
cares."
there was a thing last year about some camera you swallow.
Well,
Yeah, that
that's
story
been
sucked
around.
too.
That's different.
Well, no, and if you had something in your digestive tract other than pizza, I think you might.
He thinks I eat pizza all day.
He thinks I'm drunk all the time,
And I used to.
and there's no change in his mind.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think it's fascinating.
If only you were, sir.
It is fascinating. The implications are pretty
The
wild.
last thing it is.
You know,
fascinating.
we need a happy news story. Did you see the one a couple weeks ago? This was such a sweet story, and we didn't do it. About the little boat that showed up on shore.
You're getting crazier.
No,
Do you know this?
This was such a happy story.
And now the story of the little boat that showed up.
That's right. Here he is.
Like the little train that could. It's
Yeah.
the boat that
I
showed
think
up.
I'm here. I think I'm here.
Yeah. Hey, you invited the little boat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he
No, it was
just showed
just,
up.
it was a bunch of little kids. And,
What were they? Yeah.
well, you know how I love the message in a bottle stories.
Yeah, I know.
Well, why wouldn't you?
I found it, Christy. It's
Stories about
a
littering. if you ask
mysterious
me.
wooden boat was found off the Wisconsin shoreline,
Oh, Wisconsin? Great.
and it was found near the Apostle Islands.
There were only 12 of those?
Do you suppose that Judas Island,
There's more.
Yeah, they could sort of keep to the
no
side.
one wants to live on that one. The boat it was washed up on shore. It had an address and a date. And Bonnie Fritsch and Brenda Shell's second grade class at Lakewood Elementary in 1993 had released this little boat.
Neat.
Oh, for God's sake.
And it showed up. Huh?
What's wrong? This is such a sweet story, and it showed up all these years later.
What was on the boat?
It's a little teeny tiny little beautiful little boat.
I mean, were there, was it like a time capsule where there were little items in
What
there?
was the point?
Any answers to
The point was-
questions we don't have the
on
answers
the
to?
boat, it was painted red, white, and blue. It said, "I am traveling to the ocean. Please put me back in the water."
So it didn't make it to the ocean, only got to Wisconsin.
Well, it's a big lake.
Oh, it didn't make it to the ocean.
No,
I don't
but
think
see,
you can
it's-
get. Can you get to the ocean from Wisconsin?
It's on the way.
I'm horrible at geography.
Maybe you have a plane.
Got to be on a river.
So we did this in the early 90s too in elementary school, but we would put our information in a balloon and let it go.
They
and
did
then,
that, yeah.
and then somebody would write to us and said, "We received your balloon." It was like a pen pal situation.
Hey, little girl, what do you look like?
Oh, yeah. Pedophilia increased tenfold those months.
I don't think that's the way it happened.
Now that I have your address.
It's just such a happy, sweet little story.
Oh, for God's sake. Do you want to talk about the steam shovel they found in Lake Michigan, too?
Oh, I love steam shovels. When we come back,
He loves them.
Yeah, you want something to look forward to? We're going to talk about steam shovels when we come back.
No,
It's a historic one,
It's a
Chick.
famous one they dredged up from Lake Michigan. I don't know why you guys don't think it's great that these kids set off this boat and then all these years later it shows up and
Well, they can take a roster of how many of the kids in the class are still with us.
Oh, God.
When we come back, we have a robot in the news.
And a steam shovel.
And is it platypuses or platypi?
It's a platypus.
It's platypussies.
Yeah.
You didn't know that? Platypussies.
Nope.
Yeah. It's going to be quite a party. A lot of when we return. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next.
Bob and Tom.
If you irradiate poop, it will be sterile, but it's still poop.
You can pick your morning radio show, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
Mark Allison here with you, rolling through a Monday, November 2nd, 2020. We've made it to a new month, and 2020 slowly ebbing away. Soon we'll be into December and all of our fun Christmas and holiday programming here on the Bob and Tom Show. But we have to get through Thanksgiving first, and we've got some great Thanksgiving pieces as well. We'll be playing those all month in November leading up to Thanksgiving. And more importantly, Chick McGee's birthday. Let's remember it's a national holiday, the 26th of November. Cards, cakes, all gifts welcome here at the Frigamall Building for Chick McGee. Let's celebrate the month of November as Chick McGee Month. You are listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. America stood at a crossroads the day before Election Day, never before in modern history, facing a choice between two candidates who offered such opposite visions in a time of such great stakes. President Donald Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden were poised today to give their closing arguments as to why each was best fit to steer the nation, confronted with a once-in-a-century pandemic, the starkest economic contraction since the Great Depression, and a citizenry divided on cultural and racial issues. The Justice Department is suing Google for anti-competitive behavior for how it deals with its large rivals and consumers. But owners of small businesses also have beefs about Google for a different reason. Smaller companies say Google tends to give more prominence in its search engine results to companies that spend the most on advertising with the online giant. That means when people search for goods or services online, smaller firms are way down the list and hardly get noticed. And not even the pending arrival of her baby could keep a pregnant Florida woman from doing her civic duty. Election officials in Orange County say a woman showed up at the polls last Tuesday already in labor. Her husband asked for a ballot for his wife, telling workers she was in the car in labor and refusing to go to the hospital until she could vote. A worker went out to give the woman a ballot, check her ID. While doing her Lamaze breathing, the woman filled out the ballot and turned it in before her hubby drove her to an Orlando hospital. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A New York man has fallen into a rat-filled sinkhole.
Oh, no.
His brother said he couldn't move because rats were crawling all over him, and he wouldn't scream because he thought a rat would get inside his mouth.
Whoa. The guy at one point looked at the news camera and said, "Bad day to wear my cheese vest." Why would he be wearing that in the first place?
Yeah.
The only one left.
There's a lot of things going. He had the wherewithal to make that crack to the camera.
Yeah.
He has Swiss cheese with little holes in it for the buttons to go into.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
We have comedian Eric Hunter here with us. Eric, I'm guessing just I don't know. You're kind of a pasty guy.
Well, hey, great to see you, Eric. Always a pleasure.
Well, Eric looks so pale
Eric,
because he's had a. Didn't you have a family?
We have coupons to a spa.
He had a family. He recently had a family tragedy.
He did.
His grandmother.
Oh, it was very sad.
Yeah.
What happened?
Grams passed away.
Oh no!
It was actually a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Really?
But she was 97.
Well, that's
years
a good
old.
full life.
Yeah, she passed away after a lengthy battle with a bear.
Damn her luck!
Snuck into the tent,
Usually the bear wins.
Yeah.
I'll bet you put up a hell of a struggle, though.
She fought for a while, but
Feisty old lady.
Oh, yeah.
told her not to
They're
hang food in the
scrappy at
tent.
90.
Don't
She was
hang
setting it up.
food in the tent, Grams.
Oh my God!
Jeff Rothband is our guest. Jeff is a fine comedian.
I actually had to do that once.
What?
Be a pallbearer, and that,
Oh my
that's
God!
heavy.
Yes,
that's a heavy job.
Yeah, I actually had to go to a funeral, and I was asked to be a pallbearer. And
We're not people. We're monsters. Josh and I are monsters. 9:03 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show. That's
the
it.
2-second forecast.
Sunshine, high 50, 31 now.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. If you're just joining us, you missed it.
No, you didn't.
You haven't missed anything. That's the
Small boat
Ace,
show.
great thing about the show.
I apologize.
We're not known for our Monday shows. That's
Ace, excellent joke of the day. Thank you very much. Chick McGee and the chorus of naysayers over there.
Yeah, we could talk about the little boat that showed up.
yeah, that
Can we
in
revisit
Wisconsin.
that? Woo, that would be fun.
Nice happy story in a year with not a lot of happy stories. I thought it was fascinating.
Fascinating.
Are we done talking about detergents?
What?
Are we done talking about detergents?
These are helpful household tips, life hacks, if you will.
Yeah.
My computer has just told me election day tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
No S, Sherlock.
Well,
let's see now. That's Christy.
Could have spelled it for you.
Christy's at the Navy Federal Credit Union News Desk. Josh, of course, at the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick desk and chair. There's Jess Hooker. That's Pat Godwin. And I see Willie G right next to me. This is Tom speaking. Next.
Hey,
Yes.
Tom, did you hear the show's leaking?
Oh, no, the
You better
show's
fix that. You know what the show
we need a
leaked?
patch.
Wait, can I say that this might save the show? Yesterday, I got a call from one of my sisters. She told me a joke.
Yes?
That could be sort of an Ace Cosby joke of the day thing.
Okay.
And I have a sister. I have 30 or 29, 13, 4, and 7. I want you to guess which age this came from, okay?
All right. Okay.
So here's the joke.
All right.
Why can't you trust the Cajun chef?
I don't know why.
Because he's a jambalaya.
And that's good.
29, 7, 4, or 13. What do you think?
I picked 29.
I guess the 7-year-old.
It was 29. And Lucy goes, now it's a little bit edgy. I go, why? And she goes, I don't want to stereotype Cajun chefs. I go, I don't think anyone's worried about that.
You could tell she lives in
one
Austin.
one of her rare jokes that didn't have Gus Hall. In it.
Well, evidently, she and her father don't align completely.
Maybe the most obscure reference of the day for those that enjoyed that.
You know,
You're
Angela
welcome.
Davis is still alive.
Is she really?
Yeah, I think I saw that the other day. Yeah.
I think I saw that the other day.
Wow, I love this. Since we're talking
Yeah,
about
let's get back to the little boat in the dishwasher.
Facts.
Speculative facts.
Now we have the steam shovel chick. Come on.
All right, let's get this
A
over
historic
with.
steam shovel's been removed from a lake in Michigan.
Why do you need a shovel for steam? Isn't it quite light? Is that a
shovel?
joke?
No. Let her get it out. Come on.
No, you know
Calm
what?
down.
It might be. I'm laughing.
I'm sorry.
Which is
did
more
you-
than I've done the last
Let
time.
her get it out. Calm down, I was just told. Do you want me here?
He doesn't want any of
You
us.
know, I don't talk enough. I
Along
don't
lines of that,
talk too
I have
much.
a follow-up. Do you like this show? I'm just asking.
The shovel was a 1901 model that was powered once by steam from either wood or coal and required 2 men to operate. It had been used to build the embankment of the Edenville Dam in the 1920s, but was left behind and ultimately fell underwater. When the dam failed in
think about that
May,
for a second. They build this huge steam shovel. They build the dam, and they just leave it there. I mean,
maybe it was.
do you remember the famous story of Buster Keaton? And I'm talking to Josh here. He's a big fan of the great Buster Keaton.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Much better.
Old stone face, they called him.
Much more interesting than Charlie Chaplin. Buster Keaton in the scene in which the famous train goes into the river.
The little general. Go ahead.
That really happened, and they left it there.
Yeah. Okay. We're out of here.
Well, yeah. Do you think?
Well, today it's all CGI.
You think it was? You think it
Right.
CGI'd it back then?
Pretty amazing.
And in the general, that's So this is the same thing. They left this really cool
Okay, you ready?
shovel there.
Here's Tom Griswold and things he loves.
Oh, I love steam shovels. You don't love stills. You don't love stills. I love stills. Stilts. I love stacking blocks. 3 things I love.
There they are.
they all begin with S.
Yeah, it could be.
Steam shovels, stilts, and stacking blocks.
You don't like stacking blocks?
This doesn't sound like the show that you're going to do from the home at all to you.
I don't think I've stacked blocks since last Christmas when my grandniece and nephew were in town.
Well, I mean,
Boy, that's a close family. You
got
go
a
to
4-year-old. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Basic
This
principles.
steam shovel, when the dam failed in May, drained the lake and provided an opportunity for volunteers to remove it. Saturday, the bulk of the machine was finally lifted out of the lake bed. It will now be taken to Midland Antique Engine Association for restoration.
Volunteers to remove a steam. I can't get people to help me move my couch.
These people who are interested in steam shovels make people into trains look like rock stars. I mean, it's obviously a very obscure.
Obviously.
Engineers that are really into that. That's fun. I thought it'd be apparently not for anybody else.
Let's move ahead in technology.
100-year-old steam
shovels.
Steam shovels.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, it's no stacking blocks, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I love stacking. I still, when I see those road vehicles that are making the roads with the big thing, I always call those. I still call them steamrollers, and they're not.
I do too. You're right. What would you call them?
I'm sure there's a professional name. There's a steamroller. That obviously it's not a steam powered roller today.
I always thought the steam referred to the heat, or that was you. I don't know. Huh? You're right.
You got steam,
a steam roller.
Heat. You got.
How about a robotic lawnmower in the news? This time in Germany.
Is it Robo-Mo?
It cuts the lawn.
It foiled a theft attempt after it messaged for help. According to German police, a homeowner in Lippstadt received a smartphone message from its lawn robot indicating that it had flipped upside down.
Help.
Someone, please, dear God.
When the homeowner went outside to check on his device, he spotted a thief with the robot tucked under his arm.
Hope he turned it off. He spotted a one-armed thief.
After getting caught, the thief dropped the robot and fled. Authorities have yet to locate a suspect and are calling for any possible witnesses to come forward.
Well, there's a TV show about that. It's called Lawn Order.
Oh my God, that is so horrible. It's funny.
Lawn order.
Got it.
Oh, yeah, we heard it.
It's so unfair that he has access to all these noises. Because they really punch up these jokes.
If we didn't have the noises.
Yeah, I'm over here thinking of.
See, it's lawn order.
We got it.
Yeah, we heard you.
I'm over here trying to think of some sort of bad iced tea joke that could only work if I had that sound.
Right.
Yeah. Hot day on Law and Order. You need iced tea. Bum, bum. Doesn't work as well.
Yeah, I know. My Roomba keeps trying to kill itself by going over the stairs.
I can't do this anymore.
A steamroller is now actually called a road roller, they're saying.
Oh.
Okay. Road roller. Steamroller is a much more fun name when you're a kid.
Yeah.
It's a steamroller. I miss that the way I miss cabooses on trains.
Remember the words you used to hear?
Remember playing steamroller? You know, you'd get in bed and your uncle would get in there naked. And he'd go, hey, I'm going to roll over you. And,
steamroller, and he'd start rolling.
Yeah, he'd set up the camera. It was fun, man. It was fun. A little fun game.
Uncle like that.
Yeah.
The best nights when your brothers would join in,
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
Then we play leapfrog. Oh,
Okay.
They'd say, hey, don't tell anybody or I'll kill you. It was a nice...
One time the police joined in. It was
Played
fun.
leapfrog and it made this sound.
I have an obscure classic rock steamroller story.
Oh, God.
the James Taylor thing?
James Taylor. On James Taylor's greatest hits, there is a live version of the song Steamroller.
You're a steamroller.
And at the end of it, he gets somewhat graphic. So I was the program director of a radio station. Please sit.
Yeah, I wonder what that was like. Nothing like now.
Now, Jess, are you a James Taylor fan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's
absolutely.
brilliant. But the live version of it, I happen to know it has some very bad language at the end.
How do you know that? Because you played it on the air?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But I
know there's no way of checking if you did this or not.
I had played it before. No, it was our engineer. His name happened to be Bob. Not that Bob.
Bob Dabalina.
And we were. I noticed I was driving. I was on the other side of the bay, and I'm driving around. This is pre-cell phone. Pre-cell phone.
Nobody cares if you were on the other side.
There's a lot of detail.
It means he couldn't get to the station.
I couldn't get there. So I noticed that it was playing James Taylor songs in a row, and with the space between them where the album would go thup, thup. And I realized that our engineer was doing some kind of maintenance.
And he'd put an album on.
And he'd put an album on, and then had gone out to the transmitter site or whatever. And then I realized that it was that album. Mm-hmm. And I turned around and didn't get there in time. Fortunately, the FCC did not take action. But, yeah, that's yes.
Because no one was listening.
Is the statute of limitations
Was it
up?
late at night?
It was in the early evening. It would have been
okay.
And it was a 100,000 watt monster of a radio station.
So it got around. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The amount of deer that heard that and
scarred them for life.
and fish. That 100,000 watts traveled quite far.
Wow.
Then after that, we marked the album in huge letters, circled that, and said, "Do not play."
James Taylor doesn't strike me as a foul mouth. Isn't that interesting?
It's funny in the context of.
I bet. Yeah. He's got a good sense of humor.
And
there's a live Doors song too that's pretty racy.
The Doors were a terrible live band. They didn't have a bass player. But,
here we
why did I bring that up?
Not good.
Thanks, Pat.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Pat.
Chick. I'm sorry.
Okay, now
You're batting 1,000 today.
give me the teaser. Who's coming
That's
up
good,
next?
isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
What do we got coming up?
Who's coming up next?
Oh, Reno Collier's
That's
coming up
right.
next.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Collier's
absolutely.
calling? Wait, Collier's calling? Just a fact. Just wanted to let
Hey, you know what?
We'll take Collier number 9.
Thank
you spend your weekend.
Is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
Okay. Right
Spend
now, I
all
want to talk.
weekend talking about food and you don't know what to make and you're like, oh, I got to go to the grocery store again.
Yeah, well,
Not
this
with
is-
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh is it's the number one meal kit, and one of the things about this particular meal kit is, first of all, you save a ton of time because you're not going to the grocery store.
Right.
Number 2, everything's already measured for you, and most of the work's already been done. And number 3, it's a lot quicker than some of the other products that are out there in this sphere of food. Plus, it's better than the food you're going to cook on your own. Trust me about this, because right now a lot of people are doing a lot more home cooking
as things are happening here and there.
And every week you get over 22 recipes to choose from. I mean, it's
so you
amazing.
Can get, if you're whatever, vegetarian, if you want local, if you want family friendly, if you want surf and turf, it's all there.
Quick.
And you'll be saving about 40% versus shopping on your own at your local grocery store. So you're saving time, you're saving money, and you're having some fun. I like to do it with my little girls. They get a big kick out of it. Get started right now with America's #1 meal kit by going to HelloFresh.com. The code is BTShow. $80 off 5 boxes, including free shipping on your first box. The promo code BTShow. HelloFresh.com. $80 off, including free shipping on your first box. Give it a try. I think you're really going to like it.
You can even add to your orders, too, if you'd like to add some lunches, or they have a whole bunch of things that you can add on. It's a great thing.
And they've got cards so that it's...
Cards?
Yeah, with pictures on them.
Pictures?
Cards? Yeah.
Oh, I like pictures.
This helps. For those of you, like, for example, Chick, not a great cook. Like
picture.
This is a carrot. This is a watermelon.
That's right. I want a picture. This is what I want for dinner, this picture.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? The man is just like having a dog that talks.
That's how it works.
HelloFresh.com. The promo code is BTShow. Tell them we sent you. It's great stuff. When we come back, we'll see what's happening with Mr. Reno Collier. He'll be caller number 9. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Morning sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, don't forget Bob and Tom tonight. They're at the old YouTube channel, Bob and Tom Show's YouTube channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's Bob and Tom tonight. 20 minutes of the best of today's show tonight, right there on Bob and Tom's YouTube. You can't miss it. You got to see it. You want to watch it. I know you do. Bob and Tom tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Now you know.
Hi, everybody. Christy Lee from the Navy Federal Credit Union Entertainment News Desk. After a historic season, winter is coming to the drive-in. Summer and early fall have seen the old drive-in transformed. It has hosted concerts and comedy shows, business conferences, Sunday services, graduations, even weddings. But with temperatures dropping, even some snow flurries falling in the northern half of the country, one of the pandemic's few bright spots is running low on time. Many drive-ins are staying open well beyond normal closing, and they're selling a lot of hot chocolate. 50 years ago, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice could not get any theaters to put on a production of Jesus Christ Superstar, so they released the cast album anyway to generate interest. Lloyd Webber has done the same thing now with his latest musical, Cinderella. The pandemic forced him to put rehearsals on hold. He says the irony of his having to release a cast album before staging the musical a second time is not lost on him. Lloyd Webber says if all goes well, he hopes to open Cinderella next spring in London. And it's back. That's good news for you fans of McRib. McDonald's is bringing back its barbecue sauce slathered pork sandwich next month. It's the first time in 8 years it will offer the item nationally. The McRib was introduced nearly 40 years ago and has developed a cult following. McDonald's says McRib will be available for a limited time and won't disappear again. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
It's in your brain that he lisps, but he doesn't lisp.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
This is me and Mrs.
Nope,
Mrs.
he
Jones.
says Mrs. Jones, plain as day.
He says Mrs.
No,
he doesn't.
Even when presented with evidence, how are you not a congressman?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's maddening. He doesn't.
Trying to pith me off.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hi, this is comedian Tim Cavanaugh, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
A chicken farmer went out one dark and windy day. By the coop he rested as he went along his way. And all at once a rotten egg hit him in the eye. It was the sight he dreaded. Ghost chickens in the sky. Had raised chickens since he was 24, working for the colonel for 30 years or more, killing all those chickens and sending them to fry. Now they want revenge. Ghost chickens in the sky. Everybody. Beaks were black and shiny, their eyes were burning red. They had no meat or feathers, these chickens were dead. They picked the farmer up and he died by the claw. They cooked him extra crispy and ate him with coleslaw. Everybody! Those chickens in the sky.
Bob and Tom 24/7. It's not on air. It's online.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Lowell Sanders is here with us.
I'm on the road.
Are you
now, Lowell,
single?
are you a single man?
Yeah, I left a wife in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I see how it works.
Police should have found her by
9:21 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Christy Lee's right there. She's got the weather.
Q95, Fox 59 weather brought to you by the Car X-Man. Sunny and 50 today, clear down to 38, sunny and 62 tomorrow. We have sunshine, 33 degrees right now.
Thank you very much. Tonight, 11:30.
What?
On my NDTV 23. It's a show we call Bob and Tom Tonight.
Aha.
And you'll see some highlights, perhaps some lowlights.
Might be hard to fill.
Yeah, it's very funny. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. We're expecting some unusual outcropping.
There he is.
There we go. We'll get to that in just a second. There's Ace Cosby, there's Chick, there's Josh, I'm Tom, there's Willie G, Patty G. The ladies would include quite a group here. Jess Hooker and Christy Lee. We're all here. And we're joined once again from the lobby of a funeral home, it looks like. It's Reno Collier. Are those your actual curtains?
Yeah.
No, he brings them in just for us.
It's a set. There we go.
That's
It doesn't look like they pull that curtain when they have to.
This is where the decedent will be.
Okay. How are you, Reno?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all doing?
Good, man. Good to see you.
We were just discussing how upset we were the sad death of Sean Connery. Are you a James Bond guy at all?
Love James Bond.
No,
Loved it, yeah.
Did you have a preference for, you have a particular Bond that you were a fan of?
Sean Connery was the best Bond, but for me, it depends on what age you were. Like the first time when I saw For Your Eyes Only, that chick from Grease that was in it, in the bathing suit, that kind of changed, you know?
So
I see, yeah.
Kind of relative.
So was that, was that a Roger Moore?
For Your Eyes
Yeah, it was
Only?
Roger Moore.
Yeah.
For Your Eyes Only. Yeah.
Who was the chick from Grease in the bathing suit?
Chick. They killed, and then that Greek, she was Greek, and then James Bond
not
took her, and then
Greece.
there's this skating.
Greece.
Yeah,
Greece.
Greece.
The country Grease.
Yeah, I was
with
lost.
Chick.
Yeah,
I'm
not
like,
the movie.
I was thinking Dee Dee
Remember
Khan.
Olivia Newton-John on the boat?
It's like I don't remember a girl in a Bond movie going shake it, shake it, shake it, or whatever that. It may have been Carol Bouquet.
Carol Bouquet.
She played Melina in that movie.
Yeah. Oh, so that Carol Bouquet is the name of the actress?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was a lesser Pussy Galore, if you will.
Carol Bouquet.
Yeah, Tulip Bouquet. Tulip Bouquet.
And the reason I thought she was so hot was because she looked like Pam from Urban Cowboy, who was my first girlfriend ever.
I see.
Yeah.
You ever go back to that?
Pam? Dude, Pam's the hottest chick that ever lived.
Madeline Smith or something, I think her name is.
I don't know. Her dad was a big Houston oil guy.
That's right.
She had a condo downtown.
Wait a minute, hang on.
A lovely condo downtown.
You know Urban Cowboy wasn't real, right?
You know who's
Chick, I'm going to act like you didn't say that. That was a documentary from Houston and the Leathernet.
You know who's in For Your Eyes Only? Topol.
Topol.
Yeah. One of the great one-named actors. Along with...
Yeah, I hated the Roger Moore. I never went to any of them.
Hated it.
Oh.
I couldn't. It had to be Sean Connery.
You didn't like the theme song to For Your Eyes Only?
Yeah, there's some good music. That wasn't that my baby. Sheena Easton.
Takes the morning train, not the pill.
Hilarious.
Do you think a song about the morning after pill would be popular?
Especially back in 1980, I don't think so.
We used to have to play that song all the time. I would always say that.
Oh, that's
morning pill instead of the morning train.
Not everyone thought that was funny.
No.
I do. A little picketing, little
RU486.
Yes. Some people
No
can't.
way that was around in 1980. No.
Some people just can't take a joke. Anyway, so we have a couple little tributes to Sean Connery.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it. A lot of the people from that era in the movies, they're all gone.
They were made in the early 60s. That's why.
Okay, let's just say.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that they'd be dead. I mean, they were 108, but still.
Okay.
The time didn't stop.
Pussy Galore died earlier this year.
Keep trying to say pussy, please. It really makes me
That was the name of the character.
Pussy.
Reno, I always thought that you're making the movie and the script comes across, or Ian Fleming's book comes across, you go, well, there's a character named Pussy Galore. You have to wonder, what did the publisher reject? What were the alternates? They said, that's too much, Mr. Fleming.
I think Bushy Slatsnaya was denied.
The
Russian.
Deli meats. I've always assumed that when he submitted that, he thought they'll never let this through. He probably did it for his editor as a quick laugh. You know, hello, I was reading that they push. Very funny. We can't do that.
Yeah, listen, Ian.
But then they came out with Octopussy.
Right.
I mean, geez.
And evidently Ian Fleming was writing, and he had a book, James Bond's Book of Birds or something.
Yeah, that's where he got the name. Absolutely.
That's where he got the name,
Yeah, I'm sure it means something different in Britain.
What?
I don't know.
Pussy galore?
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of
birds galore. I don't know.
They snuck it through once and then got excited and were like, let's get 8 of them.
Yeah.
And there was Plenty O'Toole.
Right.
Yeah. That Plenty? What do you mean, O'Toole? What
his name's Plenty.
Yeah. I mean, Dick Tracy had B.O. Plenty, which I thought was
hilarious.
Really lame. The guy he apparently had a body odor issue.
Oh, that's right. Ursula Andress played Honey Ryder.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
That's over the weekend when they were doing all the tributes. That was the scene they'd show all the time. Is that from Dr. No?
I don't know.
Coming out of the water. Coming out of the water.
Ursula
The white
Andress.
bikini. She was wearing the white bikini.
Ursula Andress would go out with you now, Tom. I tell you that.
She's dead, isn't she?
She's still with us?
84.
Well, good for her.
Wow.
She lives in Switzerland.
Reno.
Talk like that.
Reno, I know that you're back on the road. Coming up this week, it's Charlie Goodnights at Raleigh, North Carolina. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm at the Grove in Northwest Arkansas. And yeah, man. And then I'm at Flyover in Indiana. The first week of December.
Okay. Well, we'll touch base with you on that, certainly. But right now, it's time for us to learn a little about what's going on in the world.
History?
History?
Time now for history.
That's right. Today in history.
Here's Tom.
Okay.
Today is National Bison Day. We never got to that.
How about that? Have a bison
How about that
burger.
day?
Those are delicious. You ever had one of those?
They are. Oh, yeah, very lean.
I thought I was having a buffalo burger. Turned out to just be a bison.
You should reflect on the impact the bison has made on your environment and in your
Yeah, I'll
culture.
do that. Yeah.
What?
Okay, that's what it says.
I was trying to think of what I should think about today. Thinking about
Well, it is National Bison Day. It's not National Poverty.
You know, this is the
Every day is
200th
that.
year we celebrate that particular day, making it the bicentennial.
Wait, hold it. No. I think it would be 100 years. Bison centennial.
No.
I think.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
100. I see what
you're
I'm
saying.
doing.
You want to go bicentennial.
Right.
Okay, I wanted to make a better joke.
Yeah.
I thought mine made sense.
One that's actually funnier.
Mine's
that
because a
incorporates the word bicentennial.
Bicentennial doesn't mean anything.
Comedy scalpels are out.
I beg to differ. Josh, nice joke.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What about mine?
Okay, 1898. Anybody know who Johnny Campbell was?
Mark down
Johnny
Johnny
Soup Baron.
Soup Baron. Yeah, put soup in a can.
Well, how this made the list. Johnny Campbell becomes the first official cheerleader, leading a cheering crowd for the football team at the University of Minnesota.
What?
Okay.
Johnny.
You're saying how did this make the list? I'm asking why are you reading it? You
What
don't
year?
have to read it.
He was also the first victim of a hate crime.
Come here, Johnny.
Okay, now I want to see, Reno, this is for you.
What was the cheer? 2 bits? What?
It doesn't, go Gophers. I don't know what it was. It doesn't say. It was.
I like that he was official. It's
Yeah.
the first official. Before that, it was just some jackass going, give me an N.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all the renegade freelance.
Although I do love those old pictures. You see the guys and they're wearing the long pants on the sideline and they've got the big cone things.
The megaphone?
Oh, yeah.
Megaphone.
Yeah.
The
Cone
big cone thing.
Sure. On the side. Go team. And the sweaters and Josh is right. And also they were the first victims of hate. Let's see. How about Reno, this is for
women
you.
in school then.
I'm going to give you 2 words. You tell me what it is. All I'll say is nothing else. Spruce goose. In history. Do you know what that means?
You got this.
Come on. I'll give you a hint. 1947. Spruce goose involves a very famous
Eccentric human being.
And it's not Tom.
Howard Hughes?
Howard Hughes, that's right. Howard Hughes got in the famous Spruce Goose and flew it for the first and only time and last time. It was a debacle. They just tried to build a giant plane out of wood.
It did fly.
But they poured millions of dollars in it. And, although that's
Isn't Spruce the goose when you pee in a jar? You get it, Howard Hughes?
Oh, yeah, I get the peeing in the jar reference.
Forget it. You know what? If I'd have done a joke about a little boat or some sort of steamroller, I'm a king.
Anyone accept his joke? Anyone? No.
Oh,
Nobody?
boy.
Tough crowd in here today.
I get the reference, but there's no joke.
Spruce the goose.
No,
nothing.
What does Spruce the goose mean?
Yeah, is the jar the goose or is?
There's nothing there.
He's peeing in the thing. The
No, too complicated.
He spruces it by shooting it into the jar.
Now, what you're trying to, if you want to joke, Reno, it would perhaps be since the spruce goose was made of what?
Yeah, he'll save
Spruce.
Which is what?
Wood.
It was made of wood. Famously, which is why today when we get on airplanes, we call it boarding.
See, that's a joke.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. I got
That is
nothing
not
for
a
that.
joke.
No love, huh?
You can't top it.
No, it was funnier than mine.
Wood boards.
It was funnier than mine, but my insecurity will not allow me to laugh.
'Cause a lot of people thought that Howard Hughes playing wouldn't fly.
Wouldn't fly, chick.
It just gets worse.
You know, as famous as Howard Hughes was, he didn't get to board with the first group.
Oh, yeah,
He
no.
was actually group number 3.
No, how about that?
Let's see. On this date in the year 2000, the first crew arrives at the International Space Station.
Oh, cool.
You know, wooden planes is also where we get the term Knots Landing.
I got to tell you, that was really good.
It would have been better if the plane had crash landed. But that's very good.
No, that was not landing.
Yeah, okay. Is the International Space Station improperly named?
Why do you say that?
Well, it's more than international. It's intergalactic, right?
Well, there aren't any Martians on board yet.
How do we know?
You're right. There
Good point.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some birthdays in here. Marie Antoinette.
Ooh.
I bet they had cake. Ironically, we should celebrate with a.
Let them eat.
Apparently, she never.
She never said that.
Apparently, who knows?
She had a great shoe collection, though.
I mean, she was maligned for being opulent and looking great, and
Yeah, she had awesome clothes.
Wasn't that her job? Kind of.
She was
Pretty
really
much.
good at being rich.
What she's supposed to do. Here's a good one.
On 1795, the birthday of James K. Polk.
Polk
James-
salad.
Of course, famous for Polk salad. Annie.
That was his campaign slogan, wasn't it? Vote for the Polker.
Polk salad, Annie.
Okay. Also on this date, another president, 1865.
He was a great-
Happy birthday to Warren G. Harding.
We had 2 presidents born on this date.
Yeah.
You think anybody ever called him Warren G. Hardon?
Not to his face.
Or how about
Funny, isn't it?
regulators? Count up.
With any luck, he'll be sitting in for Dick Hitzwater tomorrow. Sitting in for
Dick
Warren G.
Hitzwater.
Harding. Here's something obscure. The G stood for Gamaliel.
What?
No, it's gonorrhea.
Yeah. Gamaliel.
Gamaliel. Gamazel. Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated.
We're gonna make it.
Which I think is from the Latin or the Hebrew for ridiculous middle name.
That's why he went with the initial.
Let's see. David Schwimmer, 1966. Happy birthday. Schwimmer.
Yeah, it's a shame about his ear infections, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's constant Schwimmer's ear.
Good God.
Good God, it's the correct response.
Oh, wow. Okay. Schwimmer sounds like a bad sperm.
Sounds like what Sean Connery does in a pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm a Schwimmer.
More of a floater now, huh?
Oh, jeez. My. Boy, it got cold.
Woo! And happy birthday, 1974, Nelly.
Oh, Nelly, the St. Louis guy.
Yeah.
Where
I hope that cut is healed on his head there.
Oh, yeah. He's got the bandage over it always. Yeah.
Real name, Cornell Irel Haynes Jr.
That's right.
He is a St. Louis celebrity.
Lunatic.
He lives at the top of the arch.
Saint Lunatic.
Saint Lunatic.
Yeah, he's probably walking around today in his Air Force Ones.
Happy birthday, Jimmy Garoppolo. What a great name.
Yeah.
Garoppolo.
The most handsome man in professionals. The most handsome man, period.
Wow.
Seriously?
How about that?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Tic-tac-toe name.
Garoppolo?
3 O's.
Oh, God.
Why are you laughing?
Because you never heard that?
I haven't.
No.
Good.
Serious? You ever heard about a tic-tac-toe name?
I have not.
Yeah,
no.
you have any name with 3 O's. There are a lot of them out there.
Bruce the Goose.
When he dies, he'll have a tic-tac-toe tag.
Have you lost your mind?
He is a handsome
Oh,
fellow.
wow. Yeah, damn.
Oh, wow.
He is,
He looks good.
Reno, are you still working construction during the week?
29.
I am. Yeah, I'm Monday through Thursday, and then I'm going on the road on the weekends.
Okay. What are you doing this week?
man.
Drywall?
Flooring.
Whoa, right on.
Of it.
Carrying it, pounding it,
Not
fitting
carpeting, though, right? No
carpeting.
Yeah, okay.
No, good God, no.
Yeah.
No, it's all hardwood.
it? Okay.
Tongue and groove stuff.
Okay.
It's fun, man. It's good.
Okay, good. Very good. Very good. We'll have a great day today. We
Yes.
look forward to seeing you this weekend at Charlie Goodnight's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Reno Collier live and in person. Thank you, sir.
Well, Chucky Slumpers.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
See you, man.
Bye, Reno.
Right now, it's time for Chick McGee to explain why the wireless earbuds from Raycon are the best, because they are. Could you help me with this, Mr. McGee?
Raycon, you know the best way to listen in your home when you have to stay there with those people and you want a little peace and quiet. You shove your earbuds right in your ear and you're transported to a magical land where there's just you and the music. And your Raycon E25 earbuds, the best yet, 6 hours of playtime. More bass, more compact design, a nice noise-isolating fit, stylish, discreet, no dangling wires or stems, and seamless Bluetooth pairing 1, 2, 3. Actually, it's just 1, 2. And Mike Tyson loves them. I love them. We were just out the other night. We were telling each other how we love the Raycons. You could give them a try. Raycon has a 45-day free return policy. You can make sure they're the pair of wireless earbuds made just for you. At 15% off your order, too. Go to buyraycon.com/Tom. That's buyraycon.com/Tom for a special 15% discount on Raycon wireless earbuds.
They're the best. They're the best.
They truly are the best.
Buyraycon.com/Tom.
And we have a love letter. Dear Chick, I just received my Raycon earbuds yesterday. Absolutely the best. Thank you, Chick.
All right.
It's from Pat.
All right. When we come back, we'll spruce goose the stewardess. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
More Bob and Tom next. Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. Bob and Tom 24/7. Comedy, guests, Bob and Tom exclusives. And it's here on the internet. Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, it's the laughter after the Bob and Tom show. We call it Bob and Tom's work farce. All the fun without really that much effort. You just stay tuned here to Bob and Tom 24/7 and we roll right into it. Ace Cosby's your host. Keep your smile going all day and keep those coworkers guessing what's making you so happy. It's us at the Bob and Tom show right here on Bob and Tom 24/7 on a Monday. You're welcome.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-0 after turning a 17-7 halftime deficit, 28-24 win over the Ravens. In Baltimore yesterday, Ben Roethlisberger, a pair of second-half touchdown passes to help the Steelers remain the NFL's only unbeaten team. Russell Wilson, 2 of his 4 touchdown passes to DK Metcalf, and the Seahawks rebound from their first loss of the season, a 37-27 win over the San Francisco 49ers in Seattle. And Cam Newton fumbled in the red zone with 31 seconds remaining to secure the Bills' 24-21 win over the Patriots in Orchard Park. Other winners yesterday in the NFL: Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Miami, Minnesota, Denver, and Philly. And the Saints win in overtime, beating Chicago 26-23. Clemson remains number 1 in the AP college football poll, but just by a little bit. Trevor Lawrence's absence because of COVID and the Tigers' narrow win over Boston College created a divide among the 62 sports writers and broadcasters on the voting panel. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, gang, it's Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Hey, Babe, how are you?
Hey, I heard the White Sox hired some old-timer to manage him, Dad.
Yeah.
He'd better pray they don't go extra innings, hell, he might miss his bedtime. Yeah, good luck chasing dames, making sure they don't see your bedpan there, Larissa. Say, Tony, why don't you hop in the breezer? I'll leave the turn signal on for you.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob, black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, and one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. Not anymore. He's been taken.
Oh, no.
Little Jack Horner sat in a corner, eating a mincemeat pie. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." Not anymore.
What happened to him?
He's also been taken.
What?
Peter, pumpkin eater.
Yes.
Had a wife.
What happened to her?
And she was... But I didn't care about it. I don't care who you are or what you want. If you don't give me back Pumpkin Eater's wife, I'm going to find you. I will hunt you down.
How might Richard Dreyfuss react to
Peter, Pumpkin Eater.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, of course.
Hello?
Yeah, we have Dr. David Wolf, American astronaut.
Hello, Dr. Wolf.
He's about to join you guys up in space.
Oh, we're looking forward to him getting here.
Здравствуйте.
No, you're telling me.
Hang on a second. What does Strasvitcha mean, David?
That's hello.
Oh, okay. That just means hello, you moron.
Yeah, listen. Hold on.
What was that?
Russian wolfhound. He's very hungry.
Russian wolfhounds get really big, don't they?
Who knew? Seen him. He was cute little puppy when we bring him up.
45 at Q95. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Thank you very much. Tonight, it's a show called Bob and Tom Tonight.
Oh, where do I find
MyNDTV
it?
23.
Oh.
MyNDTV 23 at 11:30 this evening. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Got to remind you about the Bits and Pieces podcast. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's good stuff.
And I should also remind you of the Josh Arnold podcast.
Well, wait a minute. Who's on the Bits and Pieces? I know who was on the...
I hear it's very good.
Josh Arnold.
Willie G, Jess and Jessica, along with Jason. And then the Josh Arnold podcast features Josh and his guests, Josh Arnold.
That's right. Critics have called it unlistenable.
Let's prove the critics wrong.
Word of the week. I'm going to give you some more details.
I'm here because I don't have anywhere else to be.
In just a second about those. Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's see. There's Ace, Chick, Josh. I'm Tom, Willie G, Patty G, Christy Lee, and Jess Hooker. We're all here. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us on this, the 2nd of November, 2020. It's almost over.
Yeah.
Let's hope. We're doing okay. Not the show I meant 2020.
You think it's really going to help?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving.
Me too.
I think
I had a great Halloween. I'm looking forward to a great
I
Thanksgiving.
think the fun has only begun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody will be all right.
Yeah, we should. We'll start playing some of our Thanksgiving tributes tomorrow. We have
Is that right?
Turkey Bird. We have the one where we chop the head off the turkey.
That's happy.
I like that. That's a good one.
Do you have any stuffing bits?
Yes, we do. We have a great stuffing bit, as a matter of fact.
I was just
Does it have a name?
I don't know.
If you play.
What?
If you play.
Which one?
Tom Turkey.
Oh, no, we don't have time.
It's like 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Tom Turkey, stand-up comedian. You ever heard?
Oh, I do enjoy that.
Honestly, at any point, I'm leaving.
Okay. Well,
Tom
let's play
Turkey?
this. Let's.
Is this a preview of some Thanksgiving?
Yeah, this is one of my favorites. This is a tribute to the great Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. It's called Eatin' Turkey.
Oh, I just love this time of year, don't you, Jer?
I sure do, Dino. 'Tis the season.
Check out those breasts.
I like their size
How about those legs?
and juicy thighs. My tongue is flapping.
Oh, stop your yapping. We're eating turkey.
Yeah.
We invited our family.
They only came here 'cause dinner's free.
They really hate us.
Pass the potatoes.
We're eating turkey.
Ivan.
When we first saw that turkey, he ran around and clucked.
Gobble, gobble.
And when I pulled out that hatchet, he knew that he was
Plucked. On the wishbone. It breaks apart.
Pull on my finger, you'll smell a
Dean.
what a sensation
It's flatulation.
from eating turkey.
Medic. Somebody light a match.
I really love the white meat. It's great when you want a snack.
They say once you've tried the dark meat, you never will go back. Ivan, I ate too much. It's time to leave.
Oh, I drank too much. It's time to heave.
Look out. We've eaten our fill.
But all next week we'll be eating turkey. I'll be drinking turkey, Pally. That's wild turkey on the rocks.
By the way, Dino, how was your date last night?
Well, let's just say that I butterballed her.
You mean she was ugly like a turkey?
No, but she was a gobbler.
I hope she enjoyed the stuffing.
She lapped up the gravy, too, Pally.
See, there's the stuffing joke there, Willie. Oh, I hope she enjoyed the stuffing.
So sorry I said anything.
Oh, I love those. That's a great song. We'll get some more of the classic Bob and Tom Thanksgiving stuff out there. I know Josh is working on a new Thanksgiving piece with his band, the Consensuals.
That's exactly right.
See, now he has to. Where were we? Oh, I know. It's time to review what we learned on today's show.
Time now for Things We Learned. Shut up. Brought to you by Grainger. Delivering the products to keep your facility running is what Grainger does best. They've been doing it for 90 years. Come see me at the Grainger location near you. I'll be in the Grainger Ranger outfit saying howdy. Come on in. Grainger.com for whatever you need, whenever you need it. Grainger for the ones who get her done.
Thank you very much, Grainger. A couple of windbag letters we missed. Dear Bob and Tom Show, normally I would get a prostate exam from Wolverine rather than agree with Tom.
Oh, wow.
But I have to admit the story about the little boat that showed up was heartwarming. Unless it was a submarine, because Pat Godwin thinks U-boats are from Russia. Okay.
Yeah, talk about stupid.
Covering
Jeez.
both.
You know, we had already gotten him in a good place again, and now look what you've done.
It was so bad we exchanged I love yous in the hallway just now.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
When you were taking his shoelaces?
We'll do a little rewrite for tomorrow morning.
Somebody
It's already
do a
done.
little wellness check for him, too, if you want.
We heard a great song from Pat about the demise of Sean Connery. He's now in a place with pussy galore.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven. With 007. Yes, that's very nice. Thank you, Pat. My daughter Willie, my daughter Finn.
Hang on.
I'm glad we're
Now
doing
this
this.
is
Willie,
news.
Willie,
Sorry.
I trust you guys.
You have Uncle Chick support. I don't care what these other jackals are.
Well, I trust you guys, and I love you guys.
No, I came in here yesterday with my daughter Finn, and so I was working on some stuff. So she sat in Willie's place and was doing various stuff, and then she goes, "Is this where Willie sits when he always wears his Go Bananas T-shirt?"
It's a great comedy club. Go Bananas in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'll definitely buy her.
Great room.
But yeah, we got to get her a little T-shirt. She'd love that. Let's see. Don't crawl into your dryer or with two friends. Bad idea. Put your dishes in your dishwasher semi-dirty.
No.
McHale's Navy, a great TV show.
No.
Chick once lived on Airport Road. Your thoughts?
Yeah.
Boy, that must have been lovely.
Okay, it wasn't. It was Airway Road.
That's different. That's different. Yeah.
Not good enough for Airport
Much
Road.
different. And my little girls fight over who gets to say grace. It's very calming. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is the Bob and Tom Show, brought to you in part by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, DOD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission, insured by NCUA. This is the Bob and Tom Show.